Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Bear with me trying to get everything straight. Yes, indeed. This right here is going to be my second live today. Okay, I had one, I think it was around about 1 o'clock, and I'm having one today. So let me make sure I was checking my mic to make sure that everything is okay. Again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. So what we're gonna do, guys, one of my mods' birthday, yes, go ahead and give her a shout out. She had brought something to our attention yesterday when it came to this article by Bossip, and I might be pronouncing it wrong, Bossop. This article, you can go ahead and check it out. And they had went ahead and dropped exclusive of when the finale of Real Housewives. Well, I think Real Housewives. Or I must be thinking about that. Love and Marriage in Huntsville is going to come on. I think it's going to be May the 4th. But she brought some to our attention when she read the article because I didn't see it. And we wanted to know, why did they mention season 5? Yes, we wanted to know why they mentioned season 5. So I said that I want to go ahead and talk about that, which I was out of town, guys, today, had a lot going on. I should have went ahead and watched the video of season 5, some of the clips of season 5, see what was going on. But I saw some of the little reunion just now where Carlos King, you remember when, he had bust out crying and saying that, Martell, is a lot of stuff that, he holds within, and Marcel went ahead and handed him some tissue. And you remember that scene, how at the reunion it just looked like Mel was so robotic. So it's kind of, I mean, it got us curious why, they going back down memory lane where they wants to open up the Pandora box. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it the Pandora box, where they want to go ahead and talk about season 5. Now, what is in season 5 where they have to bring into the new season, season 7, which I call it completion. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. I need to go ahead and get me an intro. I might do me a good intro so we can go ahead and talk about all this stuff right here, because this right here, this is going to be a lot. And like I say, when it comes to this season right here, this new season, season 7, which is supposed to air May the 4th, if it does not go the way that I think it's going to go, man, I am done. I am done with these people, because it's just a lot of stuff that does not make no sense at all, and it's time for them to go ahead and iron out all the kinks, see what was going on before they sat in there with this fake storyline, laughing all in each other's face like nothing even happened. Like I said, they say people is not going to buy that, especially this type of fan on this type of show, because you know how we just take everything as face value. So guys, before I get into my commentary, I got to go ahead and do my thing. I want to go ahead and do my copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. And also, again, guys, make sure you hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic and non-bias. Okay. And like I said, no one loves the truth. So, like, it is what it is. This right here is grown folks, grown folks. Yes, indeed. Also, I went ahead and put my Cash App, Real Talk 985, if you feel led, or however, the spirit leads you. If you feel like, you're getting some information, make sure, go ahead and hit that Cash App, Real Talk 985. And also, speaking of Cash App, guys, go ahead and show our girl misbehaving. I think the day is her birthday. Go ahead and Cash App her, show us some love. And, like I said, people is bringing joy and entertaining you and getting you some information. Like I said, even the Bible says, give honor where honor is due. So go out and support Doctor, yes, doctor. She's an RN, so I'm gonna speak it into the atmosphere. She might be a doctor going back and get her doctor, But yes, misbehaving, guys. Make sure you go ahead and cash app her and tell her happy birthday. Today is her birthday, okay? So as you can see by the title is Past Secrets. So it got to be something that is going on for this I don't know if you call it a tabloid, Bossip, BOSSIP, to come out and say season 5 first look. It says right here, Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5 first look, two new couples. And also it says two new couples. Now we know that we saw one couple, and I think his name is Ken and her name is Trisha. But right here, two new couples. Now the only other couple that I can think of, it got to be Destiny X. It got to be Destiny's X and the producer. So it got to be them two. And just like I said there and say, if they're going to put that all in Destiny face, then they might as well have said there and allow Martell to go ahead and tell his reality, because we already know what Martell said. Martell said that if he's not able to tell his reality, then you guys can go ahead and fire him, which, like I said, it is what it is. So we want to go ahead and talk about that. And also, I had went and put on my community tab. I wanted to ask a question, and I was talking directly to the millimeters, because like I said, in here, it may not look like it, but I am non-biased and I only can call it out what I see, and if you air it out, you are free game. And I want to know why, everybody say that, people are hating on Mel, and, even Cola's King and the entire cast. And, I want to know why they are driving with that narrative. And like I said there and say, we all have a right to agree to disagree, but give me facts. I don't want to know, you guys sitting there saying, well, because of what she did, or what, they did, her, and all this stuff when it comes to Martell, I want to know what it is, just let me know. I don't want to hear nothing about Martell's infidelity, because like I said, when it comes to stuff like that, it's like beating a dead horse. So just let us know, people that's looking on the outside in, maybe we might not be catching, something that you guys have caught, but let us know so we can go and retract and find the clips of, okay, or maybe something was put out on social media that we overlook, because like I said there and say, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we want to not just keep harboring over all these past issues. We want to get to a solution. It's time for us to get to a solution, especially when it comes to Love and Marriage in Huntsville, because this show been like, I think this is going to be season 7. And like I say, 7 is a very, good number. 7 mean completion. So maybe this might be the end of this. It may be where it's time for them to go ahead and move on, or get it right. But you're not going to open up, like this right here. Let me see if I can go ahead and show you. Let me show you this right here. Just look at this right here. How you see Mel and Tisha looking each other in the face and smiling, and knowing that, they got so many unanswered questions, so many baggage stuff that, we wants to know. So much stuff had happened between them two, and we want to get to the bottom of it. So, go on my community tab. I open up the door. I want to know why you guys are spinning that narrative that everybody hates Melody. I see my girls in the house, Davita. How are you doing, Davita? Davita James. She said, peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome, welcome, guys, to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. I see that I got 16 people in here. Guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and stay on an hour. In 30 minutes, or in a few more minutes, about 20 more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and drop the mic. So if I know you, yes, I'm gonna make sure I get that right. If I know you, if you came on this platform before, you are welcome to come on. Now, if you want to ask this question, give me an answer when it comes to, why you guys are spinning this narrative like everybody hates Melody, and why the cast, is you guys feel that they are at Melody, picking on Melody, and where it was said, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I didn't hear it, but I see a lot of it going around that Melody, she had to go to HR because she don't like the treatment that she's getting, and also Call is King and Melody is at each other head. I want to know what's going on. What is going on? Because it looked like to me the only ones that's spinning all these narratives is the millimeters. You don't see any other bloggers, talking about, you know, stuff that think what's going on. It's always the millimeters feel like everybody is picking on Melody. So we want to go ahead and get to the bottom of that right there. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. So let me go ahead and finish reading some of this article right here, because we are trying to pick it apart. We're trying to see what is going on. I wanted to go ahead and post it, but then, all these different ads and stuff that comes up, and before you know it, it's going to just click you to something else. But again, it says, and this right here, this on Bossif, you can go ahead and check it out. And it says Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5 first look. So we want to know what is going on, what is happening. And also it says 2 new couples and Destiny returns. So I'm glad that Destiny is back, and I want to know what Destiny was talking about. You remember at the reunion? So I looked and see that is season 5 as well. When Destiny was at the reunion, and she sat there and said, "You don't want me to pull up those dead bodies." So maybe that's the reason why they are going into season 5, because Destiny had a lot to say. I want to know what she was talking about when she was telling Mel that don't have me to pick up these dead bodies. So we want to know what's going on. What do Destiny know that we don't know? Like I said there, and say what Melody say, when they go low, she want to take it to hell. So if you can bring up everybody else dirt, go and try to hire other people to sit there and try to sabotage Tisha and Marcel's marriage, and didn't get Tisha's cousin Kiki on the show, having her, just sticking out there, like a fool, So if Melody could sit there and throw everything out at Tisha, and Marcel, then we should be able to know, what about all the stuff that Melody do? Because like I said, I even asked, when one of these melanuts came up, and I'm gonna call her melanuts because she say that she was a psychiatrist. She was far from a psychiatrist, because when a psychiatrist, speak, they are non-biased. They are neutral. But when she came on, it's like you can see that, it just was something not right with her. So I don't want nobody like that. I'm looking for someone that is non-biased, okay, and coming from a different perspective. I see my Your Hope is in the house. She say, "Hello all. Hey, Your Hope, how are you doing?" And Sugar Brown 37. This is my first time seeing Sugar Brown 37. She said, "I was planning to check out this season, but it may be worth my time to watch." Yeah, yeah. So, are you new to Love and Marriage in Huntsville? Sugar Brown, she said, "I was planning to check out this season, but it may be worth my time to watch." And Sugar Bowl also said, Sugar Brown, sorry about that, 37 say, "Not melanuts." Yeah, that's what I call them, overzealous fans, calling them melanuts. But it is just something, guys. Something is going on for Bossif to go ahead and say they're going to do a first look of season 5. So the only thing that I can think of is some unfunny finished business. And also when Call is King, he had broke down crying, and he was trying to pull some stuff out of Martell, especially when it comes to a man, with these macho men, they feel like, they a wuss if they start crying. And so we want to know what, did Martell wanted to say where he didn't say. Maybe he was trying to, save Melody like he saved all the time. And I know you guys don't want to hear that at all, but yes, he did save Melody. He saved Melody because Melody should have, been charged for pouring gasoline on this man's furniture. And no, we are not going to let that go. We are not going to let it go because someone could have gotten serious hurt behind that. And also, when it came to how Mel sat there and tore up, yes, tore up the Fletcher's house. So I want to know, guys, I want to know what is going on where Bossip had gave out some exclusive news and brought up, just like one of my minds was talking about season 5, and now we know that they are in season 7. So guys, let me know what your thoughts about that. I see Sugar Brown 37 said, no, I'm watching since. Oh, no, I watched since, okay, season 1. Okay, okay, so she's not new. Also, your hope say, yeah, no matter what they've been through, he was defending her. Yes, he absolutely was defending her. And that's why I sit there and say, I want to know, when it comes to the millimeters, let us know, did we overlook something? I don't want to hear because of Martell infidelity. We already know Martell went ahead and cheat. Melody went ahead and cheat. And this stuff, they are divorced. They have, and it's time for us to stop. It's time for us to stop beating, this dead horse, and get to the bottom of it. Why you all feel that everybody is hating on Melody, where you guys got to protect Melody. And we already know the stuff that comes out of Melody mouth. Melody, she even said she knows how to defend herself. Okay. And you guys already saw that Melody, she's very aggressive. Your Hope also says, so Bossif released stuff from season 5. Interesting. Absolutely. Yes. Bertha, one of my mods, she went ahead and she brought it to our attention. So we want to know what are some of the past secrets? What is going on where, now they wants to go ahead and dig deep into those seasons. So like I said, maybe they have some unresolved issues, some unanswered stories, and maybe they're going to do season 5 because that's where Destiny went ahead and left off. So let me go ahead and put a picture of Destiny, see if I can find a picture of Destiny. Yeah, that's Destiny right there. And Destiny, she looked very, very beautiful. And I think Destiny, she's ready. I think she's ready. She's setting on all cylinders. She's ready to sit there and start firing, because Destiny, I think when it came to her, Destiny, she had got a bad rap. And the reason why I say Destiny had got a bad rap, because Destiny was going through a lot when it came to her divorce. And divorce, it plays a major toll, especially finances. When it comes to your finances, and divorce is it's like kryptonite. And I want to go ahead and talk about that too. Where Nene was saying there's a certain thing about respect for cheating, but I wanted to go a little farther, especially when it comes to divorces and polygamous. I want to talk about that as well. Like I say, it's not for me. So, but with this generation and the way that these generation is just allowing any and everything, go, and everything is acceptable. I want to talk about that because when it comes to divorce, and also these divorce attorneys, they are the only ones that's banking. That's a big old money racket. A lot of this stuff, we pick up these European standards, but it's really just to keep us at the bottom, with all that money. Lawyers and judges get a lot of money, okay, when it comes to divorce, because they know most likely it's not going to last no more than 2 years. I see Sugarbo says that the show was good in the beginning. It's the idol worshiping. Yes, the idol worshiping and the trauma bonding that's running the show. Absolutely. And you guys know I've been talking about it like day one. I'm not going to change. Now I see other people, they start waking up and seeing exactly what I've been saying from day one. These people, they are trauma bonding, and the thing about it is that, like I said, we only looking from the outside in. It is a lot of stuff that is going on, and I'm pretty sure all the cast had their attorneys and talked to higher up, and just like Martell said, either tell my story. tell my story or just go ahead and fire me, you know? Um, Also, I see my girl Bertha Raymond. Yes, hi Bertha, how are you doing? Thank you for, bringing this, this topic up because I told you that, I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. Bertha says, "Hello everyone, getting some things done, but I'm listening." Okay, okay, Bertha, because yeah, she brought it up. Season 5, that right there went clean over our heads because we already know that season 5 had passed. We are now in season 7. Why gossip? Why this article? This tabloid. Why they didn't talk about season 7? They talked about opening up. For season 5. So that's exactly what we are talking about right there. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. And like I say, when it comes to this channel, it's for critical thinkers. In here we are grown folks. We ain't got no babies in here. So we're gonna talk like grown folks, like adults. We're not gonna act like children. I see my girl Sugar Brown 37 says anyone that comes into hashtag love and marriage in Huntsville, capping for male, soon F around and find out that they were just pawns. Absolutely. Because a lot of this stuff, Mel, and I'm going to say a legend, but we can see it because we're not blinded by this light, this false illusion. Okay. But a lot of this stuff is because Mel is trying to push out her products. And so she's going to give them just like little birdies, and give them a little few crumbs here and there, have her main ones, emailing them. And I'm just saying the legend. Like I say, all this right here, guys, is for entertainment purpose only. Okay. At the end of the day, this is a reality show. Okay. This is a show. Okay. These people are getting big bucks to sit there and air out their business. But everything that I say, mostly when I call it, where you can take it to the bank. But a lot of this stuff, it got to be people either, they getting paid under the table or their channels, is growing from this. It's like what my friend Butterfly calls it a Ponzi scheme, where, it's like a group of people just coming together and they all running with the same narrative. And it's like you may not pay me, but you paying me through clicks and likes, through monetization and getting traffic, because you just look at these YouTube channels. And like I said, nobody's jealous, but how they just grew out of nowhere, which is not going to last. This stuff not going to last. Not like this. Every time when you sit there and build your channel off of stuff like this, at the end they're going to end up turning on each other. Okay. But also Sugar Bowl says, do we have any information on the new couples? Who are they friends of? I don't know. I know the new couple right here, Kent and Trisha. Now, someone says that they are friends with Stormy. I don't know, but time will tell, and when it says two new couples, there's another couple as well. So the only ones that I can think of is going to be Stormy's ex and the producer of Love and Marriage in Huntsville. So that's the only thing that I can think of. And also she says how they are safe because the Mutts seems to have turned on the Fletchers. I know, I heard that was horrible, and that is not a good ideal for the nuts to go ahead and turn on the Fletchers, because what you're going to do, you're going to get Saint Melody kicked out of her home. You're going to have her homeless. Remember, she's renting, okay? She's leasing a home from the Fletchers. And the guys, like I said there and say, I only can go by of what they put out, okay? I see Edna Crowder. She said they say friends of Stormy. Yes, friends of Stormy. So they look like, they can be friends of Stormy. Can't look like, him and Courtney, that Stormy's husband, look like they can get along real, real good. But I truly believe that Marcel is going to be good friends with him as well, because they look the type where it looked like that's going to be a perfect fit. So we're going to see how everything work out, because once these people get on the reality shows, it's look like they just turn to a whole total different people. They turn very, very mean. So time will tell. We're going to see how everything is going to be. I see my girl is in the house. Logical speak. Hello, Lady D and chat. So, guys, I do my little 30 minutes. Let me go ahead and drop my link to see if my girl is going to come on. And we're not going to do what we did yesterday, honey. If I'm vetting these people, especially these melanuts, man, I mean, these people got a different spirit. Y'all guys need to go sit there and dip yourself in something because yesterday when we let that spirit on, oh my God, I was grabbing my holy water and clutching my pearls. This was a lot. A lot. Something I want to go back. I want to go back to this right here. Someone had made a statement. I don't know who had made this statement. Let me see. I know some a comment I had went ahead and passed. I wanted to go ahead and talk about it again. But this right here, this is a lot.
Hey,
Hey, Lodge, how you doing?
hey, Lady D, how are you? I'm great.
Girl had a great day today.
Good, me too. I
Yes,
had a
went
wonderful.
visit
Just
my
had me
mom.
some good old catfish. Huh?
That's what you had, catfish?
Yes, ma'am. Some good
Okay.
old fried catfish.
Girl, we look. If you need catfish, just call me. I'll mail it to you because, girl, we
Uh,
can go in the backyard and so much catfish.
oh
Okay.
my God, I love
Remember, I
catfish.
live on the bayou. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. I love fish, shrimp,
So,
anything, perch. I love all kinds of fish.
well, right here, in the Gulf, man, we this is seafood city.
Oh
Like
my
where you
goodness.
guys at the oil right here is seafood. Okay, that's where
I
our
would be in
money at.
heaven.
That's where our money at. All we have to do is go in our backyard, honey, and we got all the seafood that we need.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes, yes,
wonderful.
yes, yes. God is good. So, girl, let's go ahead and talk about what you think that what's going on. These past secrets where they feel the need that they need to go ahead back down memory lane.
Well, I hope it's going to be revealing and answer a lot of our questions. I hope it's not just what a season of filler
Hmm.
instead of revelations and information, so that the fans can, get what they all need out of the show. So I'm hoping
Hmm.
it's revealing, not just
So,
cover up.
season 5 was when Destiny was there when she had said that
Hmm.
I know where the bodies are, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think that Destiny, she need to go ahead because you remember I always say that Destiny, she left us hanging right with that part right there.
Yeah, you think Destiny is ready to spill her guts?
I think so because so much stuff had happened to Destiny, especially you remember when she was trying to sell her candles and oh, I mean,
Oh
her
yeah,
candles was very beautiful.
yeah, they
I never
were.
saw the way candles was designed the way
Yeah.
that Destiny had and they went ahead and flopped it, because the melanuts, when you cross them, then they gonna sick their dogs not to go ahead and support certain people.
Yeah, they did bad mouth her candle. Her candle's pretty bad. I don't know if she made any sales. She never talked about it.
Hmm.
How her candle launch turned out. So it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, she'll speak on it this season.
And not only that,
Hmm.
they messed up her beauty shop because
Yeah,
Melody went in with a grudge, went
yeah,
in with animosity, with
yeah,
agenda. First of all, Destiny said that we was not really on good speaking term, and for Melody to walk in knowing that she was not invited and to cause all that record, while she was having a grand open, it was like she didn't want it to see no other business bloom but what she was working on.
absolutely. Yeah, she sabotaged it pretty good, and
Absolutely.
I think that was her goal. You mentioned the new couple, and when I read the gossip story about them, they were supposed to be brought in as allies to someone on the show for them to have uh, someone to film with. And Mina said it's supposedly Stormy's friends because I don't know how Stormy is getting along with Tisha and Kimmy.
Mhm.
I think her and Destiny is okay. But I believe this couple was brought in as support for Stormy and Courtney.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah, because Tisha and Marcia say they was through with Stormy. You remember when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had that little date night and it
yeah.
didn't go well. So really, who else was going to film with
Right,
Stormy, right? So I guess
right.
she needed someone in so she can be able to, to show her business. So most likely
Yeah.
Stormy going to be showing her business most of the time.
And who with her calling Marcel the B word several
Yeah,
times,
yes. I didn't like
refusing
that.
to apologize. There's no way Marcel and Tisha could be friends to Stormy and Courtney. And Courtney
Yes.
supported Stormy in her calling Marcel the B word several times.
Yes, I didn't
So
like
I do
that
believe
part.
this couple is there to support Stormy and Courtney.
Yes. I,
Yeah,
I I didn't like that at part because I thought that what Stormy did, it was like she was emasculating a black man to
yeah,
call him a B. That
yeah.
right there, that was gutter sniper.
And what if Tisha had in turn called Courtney the B word?
We will be talking about it right now
You
because they
know?
just looking for Tisha to go ahead and tilt her crown.
Yeah, but Tisha's not gonna step out of line and be indignant, in that manner to call a man a B.
No,
But
not.
yeah, Stormy did that several times and refused to apologize for it,
Hmm.
which is all wrong. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
There was
I see
something
where
else
it's.
you mentioned earlier
Oh,
in your
okay.
intro. Oh God, I wrote it down. Oh, you asked the millimeters to provide information on what Tisha has done to Melody
Yes.
and come up with valid reasons for their hatred. I wrote down a few things that I can say Melody did to Tisha.
Hmm. Well, we
Number
know
one,
that. We
yeah,
call that all the time. So, but you
but
can go
here's
ahead
the
and bring them
thing,
back to memory lane. Go
right?
ahead.
Because I know they are listening or will review this show, which like they always do. And I would like to remind them that Melody accused Marcel of cheating to Tisha without providing proof. That's number one. Number
Correct.
two was Melody brought on, no, she tried to bring on a female to say that she was having an affair with Marcel, and it failed. The
Hmm.
next thing she did, she brought on Kiki to come on the show and harm her first cousin. Now, these
Horrible.
are the things that we know and they know that Melody has done to Tisha. So, what are their reasonings or what can they provide as evidence of Tisha harming Melody? And it cannot be about the BMW
Hmm.
because Melody is the person that told Tisha about the girl having a match on BMW.
Absolutely.
She knew about it.
Now, one of someone had answered on
Excuse
my
me for a
community
minute.
tab. Okay, okay. So while hold on while Logical is getting something ready. Let me go ahead and read some of the comments. Etna Crowder said, let me see, Sugar Brown. Why I keep saying Sugar Bowl? The fact that Black Expo, the Sugar Brown says that the fact that Black Expo in ATL had to happen in con because of weird nuts male fans was crazy. Absolutely. They was calling the event trying to find out where the location was. That was horrible. Etna also says, "Me too. It was distasteful." Hey, Star sit there and say, "Welcome everyone." Yes, indeed. Please hit the like button. It's free and a great way to support the channel. Absolutely, absolutely. Sugar Brown says Kiki should feel like crap because it's obvious she was used. Absolutely, that was horrible, and that's why I say, she deserved a second chance. She deserved a second chance.
Okay, I'm back.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I had put on my community tab. I don't know if you did. You go and read the community tab.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I had post that. I wanted to know. I wanted to speak directly to the millimeters. I want to know why everybody think that people are hating on Melody and even her boss call us king.
Hmm.
So one of them, she said she's not really a millimeter, but she sat there and say she came up with, which it was very valid. She said when there were core six, when it all was core six, and how they had like $1 million business, $1 million deal, and only Martell and Melody was the one that put their money in, and the rest of them they didn't put their money in, so it made Melody, take her money out, which I did say I understand, especially when it was a business deal, I would be upset too because we all business partners, and we are investing in a potential $1 million business. Then I'm putting my money in, but the rest refused to, to participate in it. And now we done lost this deal. So I understand. I would get mad too. But the
Mhm.
thing about it is that they got upset with Tisha and Marcel, but they didn't get upset with Kimmy and Maurice. Now that's the part that I didn't understand. But that right there can be a start. So, like I said, and here's non-biased, that can be a start, because if we have a business deal, and we all in the business together, of course six, no way in the world that I'm gonna put my money in and you guys are hesitating where I can lose millions of dollars that can be in my bank account. So what's your thoughts about that, Lodge?
I remember that meeting. Marcel, no, Martell and Melody were on the loan document, and Kimmy and Tisha was on the loan document, but Marcel and Maurice had not signed their names onto that loan document to be a part of the. And I agree, that was time to back out. I mean, it was a so-called joint venture for all six signatures, so everybody would be financially responsible for the loan. And with the two guys, Maurice and Marcel, refusing to sign, yeah, they should have backed out of that deal. Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. That
You
was
talking
kind of
about you
flaky.
talking about the Melody and Martell, right?
Yeah, Melody and Martell were on the loan document. They were trying to get a loan,
Yes.
and all six of the core group was supposed to be on this loan. And
Hmm.
Tisha signed, put her businesses, her on the loan document, and Kimmy signed, but Maurice and Marcel did not sign, which
So you
made
don't think that
them.
they credit was, they credit wasn't up the par? That's why they didn't do it.
It could have been about their credit, or it
Hmm.
could have been that they did not want to be financially responsible. But if their wives are responsible, that makes them responsible. But
Hmm.
they should have signed the document like everybody
Yeah, if the wife signed, then
else.
the husband should have went ahead and backed them,
Right.
backed them
Yeah.
up. So I would want to know, now that's what they should talk about. See, because like I said, we all about finding solutions, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it's time for us to start, it's time for them to start facing their demons.
Right.
So now what they need to do is just go back with the comeback group, and talk about that, why Maurice and Marcel, they didn't do their part, which made them lose millions of dollars. Because if I was Mel and Martell, I would be upset as well,
Yeah.
so I agree with her. That was a valid point when she came out and she said that.
Yeah. Because Maurice owned Credit One, so he could have signed the loan document, and that business would have been on the as collateral. I don't know what more so owned in order for him to put up something as collateral. But
Hmm.
yeah, everybody should have signed. I can understand why they backed out of that deal. Martell
Hmm.
and Melody backed out because they were the heavy hitters. They were
Hmm.
the heaviest. They had the money, so if the loan fell in default, they would have been hit hard, and not
Hmm.
more so in Maurice. I thought that was a very sloppy deal when it was, what was that, season five when they presented that
No, that was you talking about
early
the
on.
core six. That was like the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I
Hmm.
agree with that. That was very messy. I
Yes.
really want to say something else, but I'm going to say messy.
Well, I think that that's the part that started all this,
Yeah,
everything to down spiral. Because
right.
I would have been mad too, especially if we all a part of a business and I put my money in, and knowing that this was a
Hmm.
potential $1 million business, and
Hmm.
everybody signed except the two men. Why they
Right.
didn't back the women. So I understand that. I would have got upset too, but the part that I didn't understand is that Melody, she kept picking at Tisha and Marcel, but even if she was mad because of that business deal, didn't come through, why, she never held Kimmy and Maurice accountable.
Well, Marceau was the outspoken one. I remember him
Hmm.
saying that he really didn't want to get into no type of business ventures with the hosts because their relationship was so unstable.
Talk. Oh, so that's the reason why Marcel. You talking about Marcel or Maurice?
Marceau.
So Marcel didn't want to sign on that contract because of the rocky relationship between Melody and Martell.
I mean, I'm not saying that he said it, but that
No,
would
I'm
be the
just saying,
reason.
like I said, all this right
Mhm.
here is alleged, okay?
Yeah, it's alleged. But he did
Hmm.
make that statement and he told it to Tisha too. They were too unstable as a couple. He felt like if something went bad with them, that they would be selling off, just like they ended up doing.
But why did his wife? Because whatever happened to their wives is going to happen to
Happened to
the whole
them.
entire house.
Yeah.
So why would you allow your wife to do it, but then
Hmm.
you written off for the deal?
Well, Marcel is smart enough and Maurice to know that if they did not sign the contract, then it wouldn't go through. And that's
Then
exactly
they
what
should
happened.
never allow their wives to do it.
Right. Even if that's what signed, like they did, Marcel and Maurice was smart enough to know that the hosts would throw the whole deal out if
Hmm.
they didn't sign, which means their
Okay.
wives wouldn't be on the line. And I think
Okay.
it was a smart move for Marcel and Maurice to come up with because they ended up divorcing and selling everything. And that particular business would have been caught up in that marital
In the
mess
divorce,
also.
yes, yes. So I guess a red flag came up and saying, the marriage is rocket.
Right.
It had a lot of stuff that we wasn't privy to. So you know we're gonna go ahead and back off. Now I kind of see. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that Maurice and Marcel will explain it the same way that you and I are breaking it down right now,
Right.
because of all the stuff that was going on behind the scene when it came to Melody and
And Martell.
Martell. So let me read some of the comments and listen, because I want to get back to this, because like I said there and say it's a solution for everything. We could
Yeah.
keep talking about, pounding on this dead horse, but like I said, is a root to everything. And we trying to find where that snake at, which is always on the top, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Starbucks says, let me see. Let me see. Starbucks sat there and said 33 are watching, but only 16 likes. Come on, Bush babies. Let's go out and hit the thumbs up, please. And thank you. Thank you, Star. And Hope, I'm going from the bottom up. She say, I agree, Lady D and logical. Also, she also says it wasn't she's supposed to take the land and do something with it, right? With the Chris Fletcher. I don't know what she's talking about with Chris Fletcher. So they was a part of that course 6 as well, Lodge.
Okay, repeat the question
She
because
say
I'm kind of lost.
wasn't she supposed to take the land and do something with it, right? With Chris Fletcher.
Yeah, Chris Fletcher was awarded the opportunity to sell and develop the homes on the
So they
47
all
acres.
was a part of this right here.
No, no. This land was sold. Remember, um, Martell and Melody bought the land and they sold it to some developer. The
Okay.
developer chose Chris Fletcher as the realtor to build the
On
home,
that, yes.
and he offered Melody the opportunity to build some of the homes on the 47 acres. Martell was also offered, and Martell was a little pissed that Chris asked Melody because Melody don't have a building company. She don't even have no relationship with builders.
Hmm.
So yeah, Chris is the developing agent for the 47 acres. I'm wondering, are there any homes being built on that property?
Yes, because I remember that scene. I remember when Martell said told Melody, "When you ever tore down a home, when you ever built a house,
Right.
remember?" And Melody sat there and said, "Oh, look, you remember when she had the hammer in her head, her hands, and
Yeah.
was breaking down some walls?" And I remember Martell was kind of upset, but I kind of see now, and I'm so glad. I can't think of this person that came on.
Hmm.
My community post to bring up that conversation because I think that's right there had opened the door to the down spar. But now, as you and I we breaking it down, I see why Marcel and Maurice went ahead and reneged because they already knew some stuff that was troubling in the Holt's house when it came to
Absolutely.
infidelity, and Mel was out the house doing all this other stuff, and I'm pretty
Right.
sure they knew that Mel was with somebody, and it was just so much chaos. So why would you
Yeah.
put your name on that when all that was going to be tied up in the divorce settlement,
Yeah.
and
I
they would have
agree.
lost money? That was a
And the,
good. That's it.
yeah, the thing
Oh
is,
Lord
More
Jesus.
so, and Maurice knew more about what was going on with their relationship than we were
Yes,
privy to,
yes,
which
yes, yes,
made
yes.
Marceau, he told Maurice several times he didn't feel comfortable getting
Mhm.
into any type of business deals with the host because they were unstable.
Yes. So, guys, make sure you hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content because, like I said, we gets to the solution, we gets to the bottom. And I don't know about you, but this is good. This is real, real good because now we trying to see how to chop down this snake head and see where all this stuff came about. Okay. That was real good. Let me read what Your Hope says. Your Hope says, I thought Mel brought the land or something from Chris Fletcher. Did
No,
Mel purchase the land?
no. Mel and Martial were the original owners of the 42nd 7 acres, which actually Marceau found the land and brought it to the group.
Okay.
And Martell and Melody kind of went behind their back and bought the land out from under because they were all supposed to pitch in and buy this 47 acres and build.
So Melody and Martell went behind the back. See, that's what you're
Of
saying?
yeah, of the other two couples and
Hmm.
bought the land and then told them after they bought it that they had purchased. This is what happened. The reason why their friendship ended
Yes.
prior to the show because of this 47-acre deal that Melody and Martell went behind their backs and bought out from under the group.
Yes. Because I remember
Yeah.
Kimmy was saying that she wasn't sure about getting back into business
Right.
with Core Six because of how they handled the first time.
Right. Which I
Mhm.
agree because
Absolutely.
uh, even if Martell and Melody wanted to buy the 47 acres, they should have
Mhm.
let their business partners know, hey, we're going to buy the land. Prior to buying the land, they waited till after they purchased the land to tell the other two couples that they had purchased this 47 acres from
Mhm.
under them, which was kind of shady.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It
Because if
was.
you and I are in business and we're going to buy some land, we go and look at this land, we decide we're going to buy it, and then I buy it out from under you and don't tell you until after I purchase it, you're going to be angry too.
Absolutely, absolutely,
So that was
absolutely.
shady.
So
Yeah.
now, like I said, because at first, until you and I, and that's why I love when you come on, because like I said, you live by your name, logical speak. I got to
Yeah.
say it. You live by you very knowledgeable when it comes to stuff like this. And then the thing about it, we break it down where even a child can understand. So this
Well,
right here is not going over nobody's head because this right here, this is good. Lodge, go ahead.
well, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't like to, to no horn, but I have over 10 years
Yes, I
of
want to talk about your
effective
degree. Yes.
research and processing information.
Mhm.
You don't get master's degrees if you cannot research and process information. Because
Mhm.
the master's programs are about writing, creating papers designed around information. So this is where my logic comes from. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
because of my feelings, my emotions about these people. It comes from a knowledge of learning how to read and process information
And you do a lot of research.
all the time.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
I can separate my
You process. You know
emotions.
how to process.
Right.
Yes.
I can separate my emotions and my feelings from what factual information, which is what I was trying to do. I was not
Absolutely.
trying to apply my emotions to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're educated on processing facts, you don't go on emotions or on
Yep.
who you like. It's about
Mm-hmm.
what's real. And I'm gonna end it
Absolutely.
there.
And your hope says, okay, she said, thank you for clearing it up. Won't God do it? Like I say, God will do it. You understand? And also, Edna says that was greed and sneakiness. After all this stuff,
Yeah.
it was a lot of greed and sneakiness going behind each other back. So now we see where this storm was brewing
Yes.
over Huntsville.
That's what caused the breakup in the friendship.
Yes,
The
yes, yes,
47-acre deal.
yes,
And
yes.
that
And
happened before they started the show.
because of the core six.
Yeah, that happened between them, the core six, prior to them getting the show, which caused them not to be friends anymore.
Thank you, Sugar Brown. Sugar Brown 37. Look, she's new. This is my first time seeing Sugar Brown, but she's saying hit that like button as your administrator to this live. This is good. Like I
Yeah.
said, when you are God anointed people, and we are not the type of people in here, and logical might agree as well. If we going to tear down, we know how to build it back up, right?
Right. We're gonna tear it down. We're gonna tear it down on facts, not on
Abs-
feelings and what we
Absolutely.
assumptions.
Absolutely. But just like Etna said, it was a lot of greed and a lot of
Yeah.
sneakness
Oh
behind
yeah, that was
going
sneaky.
behind each other back.
That's what ruined
Hmm.
the group, which was what was the name of the group? The comeback group.
Comeback group. Hmm.
That's what caused them to all fall out as friends. And I think all of Marcel, Tisha, Kimmy, and Maurice blamed that deal on Melody more than Marcel.
Hmm.
More than Martell, because Martell was their friends. But
Hmm.
Martell could have told them too, we're buying this land out from under y'all.
Hmm.
Prior, before they paid for the land, they should have told their friends, hey, come on, let's sit down and talk about it.
Yes.
You all don't have the money. Y'all taking too long to get your ends up. Melody and I are gonna buy the 47 acres.
Hmm.
And then the other two couples could have said, "Oh no, we don't want you to do that. Well, we giving you 20 or 30 days to come up with your end, or we are going to buy the land." But they didn't do it.
Hmm.
They bought the land and then told their partners, and that's what caused them to dislike each other.
What
That's what caused the
you never
yeah,
when
it's
you play
dirty.
dirty. You
And
never win when you play
I
dirty.
agree. I believe Melody led Martell into doing that. I don't think he would have done that to his friends
Hmm.
without her encouraging him to do it. Because you
And
remember, everybody got to remember, all of these people were Martell's friends. Melody
absolutely.
came from another town in Alabama. He married her and brought her into his friend group. So she had no really alliance to them, but he did.
Hmm. And they end up losing it anyway, losing it
Well,
all
yeah, they
anyway.
end up because of the divorce. It had to
Yes.
be sold,
Hmm.
because one couldn't have the 47 acres without the other. So it was sold, and the money was supposed to be split between Martell and Melody equally, which is probably that $150,000 that Martell kept whining about.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Absolutely. And the company that they both had together was called
Hope and Hope Custom Homes.
yes. So it was the Scots and the Hoax,
No,
right?
no,
It wasn't for the Scots because
no.
it was Scots. It was called Scots. So that means
Oh, yeah,
Scots and
that's a
Hoax.
different company.
Also,
That's
they
a
had
different
one
company.
prior to that.
Yeah, the Scout was the joining of Marceau and Martell. Scout. That
Okay,
was
so
one
just them
building
two,
company.
just them two.
Yeah, there's them too. And then Martell and Melody had their own developing company, which was Hope and Hope Custom
Yeah, I
Homes.
remember when she dissolved that. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Which was probably going to be the developing company that would have been building all the homes on the 47 acres.
Hmm.
Okay, that was dead. She dissolved that company. Martell didn't get anything out of that deal. And he helped to build that company. This is why I feel so for Martell because
Mhm.
I know.
Well, let's not like I said,
Okay.
we chewing, we not swallowing, okay? We
Yeah, but
chewing
it's the
and
meat
swallowing.
that need to be told, you know.
Let's take it back just a little bit. So when it came to their business, Melody and Martell didn't get nothing out of it. Well, who got the most of the majority of the money?
Well, the company was dissolved and it's still
And
not
that's what they went into bankruptcy. Yeah.
right. We don't know you know, when it was dissolved, who ended up with the money from it, if there was any money to come from the company. But he ended up with nothing, you
Hmm.
know. But they built that company together, Martell and Melody. She didn't build that company by herself. Remember, she was
Hmm.
the CEO of the company.
Hmm.
Martell was the field director of the building company, you
Hmm.
know.
So Edna said that Tisha brought Martell out, and now she's the owner. That's they talking about Scout, right?
Yeah, they're talking about scope.
Hmm.
But Tisha probably had a better credit line because remember, Tisha had homes and apartment buildings prior to them developing scope.
Hmm.
So it could have been that her credit was better than Marceau's, which
Yes.
made her be the, I guess you would call her the CEO of scope industry.
So this how everything, guys, allegedly how we see it when Spire starts, and
Yeah.
then what Tisha did, and I think they was upset, including the Melanuts, these overzealous fans. They was upset because Tisha, like I said, she came at the reunion and she had told M- Martell, I took your business out of the red and made it a multi-million-dollar company, and
Hmm.
just to see, someone else, got our baby, something that we built from the ground up, a company that is now in the Scott's family is going to pass down
Yeah.
to their generation. So
Like
all
Edna
that right
said.
now is
Mhm.
just steam. Now you see the really
Yeah.
Tasmania devil that have been is now in Huntsville. That's
Yeah.
how.
Edna
Yes,
Crowder says here Tisha brought Martell out of scope. She did. She bought all of his shares in the company,
all of it.
which
Yes.
made her the gave her I think 51% of the company.
So they still have those businesses, right? Because I know the last time
Yes,
when I Googled, it was like in four different locations, not just in Huntsville.
right. But Tisha is the top share owner, like Edna said, because she bought Martell shares, which
Hmm.
gives her more shares in the company over her husband.
Hmm. And I'm glad that they don't really talk about it too much on this show because I believe that these fans start picking apart that right there. But I wish they start telling the truth.
Right.
You understand? Because the way that they think is that the
Mhm.
Scots only got black, but the Scots got four businesses
Yeah.
from different locations. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember when Marcel was showing, something on IG where he was building a hotel. You remember
Yeah.
he was building a
Yeah.
hotel?
That Fairfield Inn. Yeah.
Doing very good.
Yeah. It's not like Tisha to brag.
Yes, and that's what
It's
I
not in her.
like.
It's not in her character to brag about what she got or what position she holds. That's not her. You know, she wants Marcel to be head of household and looked at as the breadwinner for the family.
Yeah,
She's
she
not
would never
interested.
emasculate
Right?
her
No,
husband.
no,
Hmm.
no. Which makes her a great woman, a great wife, a
Hmm.
great mate. Some people
Absolutely.
don't know how to do that.
Absolutely. So, like I said, you can't blame the Scots for uh the bad decisions that the host made because I'm glad now, as you and I broke it down, where the Scots, they reneged, they backed out because they know that when it came to the host, that household was about to crumble down because all the
Hmm.
infidelity,
That's
and they
my
would have been caught
assumption.
up in that. So that's where the root at. So if
Mhm.
anything, I think that Melody, because I'm pretty sure that Martell apologized so many times to the Scots.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Hold on. You can continue talking.
Yeah, Chad, I believe that Marcel and Maurice were thinking ahead. They knew that the hopes were on shaky ground, and they didn't want to be financially entangled in any business venture with them, which was a smart move. You can't really blame them. They're gonna build, and I like the idea of if you start a business or you obtain a business, do it on your own. I don't like all of this conjoining, mixing and mingling in business ventures because a lot of times in our culture, it doesn't end up good. So the Scots are doing, to me, the right thing of building their platform and their business ventures on their own. Melody is doing her thing on her own. Martell got to find his way to get his way back in the business and build his own.
Mhm.
If the fans will leave him alone and not continue to try to sabotage everything that he tries to
Yes.
build.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that now we got to the root of, we already know what caused, all
What
this
caused the
friction.
friendship? Yeah.
Yeah, is
To this
because
day.
of the core six and how they
Yeah.
went about it. But like I said, as you and I was peeling through the layers, they don't have anybody to blame because of themselves, because they let their flesh get it in the middle of their business deals,
Right. And it was
So
shady. I mean, that's
yeah,
how what
going
friends do to
behind each
each
other
other.
back and all that
Right.
stuff.
You're going to cause some conflict in a friendship group if you do that. And that's exactly what happened. This was prior to the show starting now. Everybody need to remember that. This 47-acre deal to split up their friendship happened before the show started.
Hmm.
And
So
then,
it had dissolved before the show.
right, they were not
Hmm.
they were not friends because of the 47-acre deal before the show was greenlit.
Hmm.
So
And
I'm
you
curious, huh?
and you could see Kimmy holding some of that, because Kimmy could have lost money as well when it
Right,
came to that.
right. Because she had a catering business, and then she had her own a home health care business, like you
Oh,
had.
Kimmy had a home health.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Making they said millions, but
Oh, of
that's what
course, you
she
make a
had.
lot of money. Yes. Hmm.
A home, she had her own home health business, and she had a catering business
Hmm.
that
And
she
also
put
real
up.
estate, right? Real estate.
Yeah, and real estate because she is a realtor that
And
she
also
put up
she's a
as
nurse.
collateral. Right. But yeah, Kimmy got some bucks, you
Hmm.
know.
So
So
now
yeah,
I see why, it came out the way that it did, because, and also I was telling I got to find out who that person is, because she really this really good. This really really good. Hey, let's talk about it. Say hello, chat. Thank you
hey,
guys. Thank you for coming in. And like I said, in here is grown folks, we
yeah,
just here just talking, guys. All this right here is a legend. We just talking. You aired out, you free game, but we just trying to see, where is the head to all this, what caused this rift between everyone, where now we spinning this narrative, everybody hates Mel, but
and
they
that's
have no
why.
but they have nobody to blame but themselves, because it was a lot of sneaky handed stuff that was going on, and it looked like they still playing their same hand, and I'm gonna say legend, if Melody went around and was trying to buy out the Scots behind their nose, who to say, how all this stuff, when it comes to the millimeters, who feeding the millimeters all this stuff that caused them to do all this underhanded sneaky stuff.
Well, the millimeters are not really paying attention to the information. They are not processing it right.
Not this
Don't
right
you
here.
remember hearing Kimmy and Tisha say they didn't want to get into no business deals with the host because of what happened prior? They were talking
Absolutely.
about that 47-acre deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's going to cause contention within a friendship group. I don't even know why they decided to do this show
Hmm.
as a group when they disliked each other so because of the 47-acre deal.
I don't know what made Mel think that it was going to but if I'm not mistaken, I think you the one said that they really didn't want it to do a show of the core six. It was supposed to be about Melody and Martell, right? With some
That
kind of something you was
accurate.
telling me,
Yeah, the name of the show was
garden something.
Holt, Bard Holt, or something like that, which was supposed to be like a HGTV building couple, Martell and Melody. But Carlos did not like. I guess he felt like black people were not into HGTV type of shows, and he told them no on that show. But he told them that he would create an ensemble group about the builders and black couples in Huntsville, and for them to give suggestions on who could be the group. Martell and Melody gave them a list of people to interview. Both Maurice, Kimmy, and Marcel and Tisha were on that list, and I think they said it was 20 couples. And Carlos picked these people out of
Also,
all.
Carlos picked them. Carlos picked
Carlos
them.
picked them. Kristen L. Fletcher was on that list. It's a couple of 20 couples were presented, and these are the people that Carlos selected.
Hmm.
So that mess about Melody bringing them on the show is crazy. They interviewed all 20 couples, and they liked Warso and Tisha and Maurice and Kimmy, and I can see why, because there's two brothers,
Hmm.
biological brothers, married to two kind of prominent females.
Absolutely.
So I can see why Carlos selected them out of the entire list of 20 different couples.
Hmm.
But Melody gives the impression that she brought them on the show. These were Martell's friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see where now. I see where all this animosity come through.
Yeah.
First, because of the core six, which is why, and second, because Melody wanted a show just her and
Yeah.
Martell.
From the
And
beginning.
that's why season one, the very first season, Mel, when they had this group meeting, you remember when they all came around
Hmm.
the table,
Yeah.
Mel started talking about Martell's infidelity, start
Right.
putting up personal business on the table, because right there, Melody wanted to make it all about
All
herself, because
about
she
her.
was trying to get it centered back to what was her and Martell's original plans, and
Right.
not talking about the rest of the group, right? So
Yeah.
that's
That's
why,
what I believe.
well, that's how I see it,
Yeah.
as you and I peeling the layers, that's how I see it, and I only could call it out as I see it. So, because even Carlos King was shocked. Carlos King
Yeah.
said we all knew about the infidelity, but we didn't think that Melody was going to go ahead and lay it all on the table the very first season. But what Melody was trying to do is she didn't want it to make it about the core six. She wanted to
She
make
wanted to
it
make it
all
about
about
her.
herself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Remember, it
That's
was
it.
on the table
And
that no one would talk about the
yes,
infidelity. But she brought it out. Like you said, she went to her original plan was to make this show all about her.
well, but she did it the wrong way, because she felt like, okay, the how I can make this show all about me, I'm gonna start speaking on all the stuff that is
Right.
going on. So what she was doing, like Martell was saying, she was feeding Instagram, feeding social media all of her business.
Yeah.
And in a minute when people start talking about it, and good and well, the Scots was going to talk about it, because it's all over social media. So in a minute the Scots start talking about it, then that's when she turned on them.
Yeah. And to me, that's where the show went down.
That's where the show went down.
From the beginning, Carlos should have, when he signed when they signed the contract, in the contract should have been no interactions with social media,
Yes.
none.
Yes.
And then the show could have prospered. But
And that's
once
what she built a
social
fan base.
media got involved through Melody, she brought
Hmm.
social media into the show. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody taking sides. People started hating on each other. People started hating on the cast members, and it brought the show down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She did that.
Sugar Brown say people pay to pitch their show idea to
Yeah,
Carlos
they do.
King. Carlos King take the ideal and make it his own. Same with Letitia from Bell Collective,
Right.
and Cherie was selling in the A. What is selling
Um,
in
Selling
the
in
A.
Atlanta, the A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
true.
Hollywood businessman. Absolutely,
Absolutely, Sugar
absolutely,
Brown 37.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Which makes him a smart man.
That's why I sit there and say, why would you want to go over his head and go to HR? All
Right.
that right there is bad business, when you guys could have sat there and
Hmm.
just like you and I, chopping it down, they could have came together and they could have talked and figured out. You don't go over his head trying to make him look bad.
Well,
It
Carlos
doesn't
is
work like
smart.
that.
He
Yes, he's
saw
very
what
smart.
happened. He saw what happened with Mariah Huck on Married to Medicine.
Yeah, he's very
She
smart.
presented that show, the whole creation. She ended up with part ownership. Carlos is smart enough when people pitch shows to him, if he liked them, he changed it to what he wants the show to be about.
Absolutely.
That way, nobody can claim ownership on none of his shows. Like they keep saying, Melody cannot claim ownership on Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is not
Absolutely.
the show that she presented to Carlos. And just like Sheree, she did go to Carlos with the selling of the A, dealing in real estate, because she is a real estate agent also. And he took it and made what he wanted out of it. And Sheree kind of got pushed out. It was her idea.
Hmm.
You know, but that's like the Sugar Brown 37 say he's a businessman. He's a smart one.
Absolutely.
You know, you take your ideas to him, he's gonna take it and switch it and make it his.
So, guys, I want you all to stop saying that this is the Melody show. This is not the Melody show.
No, it's not.
Melody is not cutting those checks, and Melody did not come up with Love and Marriage in
No,
Huntsville.
ma'am.
This is all Carlos King's doing.
That's why he laugh all the time because he knows.
Absolutely.
You know, he
Absolutely.
knows better. He was smarter than she thought he was.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. This is good, guys. I don't know about you, but this is right here is good. And like I said, you don't have to sit there and be all rough and tearing down because we're grown people,
Yeah,
and it's time to come with a solution. We don't want to see this show another season coming on laughing and faking like we see right here. We don't want to see that
yeah,
because
that's
we
pretty
already know
pathetic.
it's just like putting a band-aid on a very nasty sore.
Now the guys, I believe the guys are friendly.
Oh yeah, I think the guys are
I
friends. I
think that's
definitely think
genuine.
so. Yes, I
What
think
we're
so.
seeing in that picture is genuine.
Yeah,
But this
so that
other
one.
picture, look at Kimmy.
Oh, Kimmy definitely, and I hope that when they open up, because they were saying that Kimmy and Tisha gonna go through some stuff. I don't want to see that. I definitely want to see that.
Mm,
When I saw you see that part, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fast forward because I
really?
think this right here is just added drama that they trying to make it the show
Mhm,
interesting that they going after each other. I want to see them tackle this black cloud that is just
mhm,
lying over Huntsville and got
mhm.
these melon nuts just going crazy. Your hope says yes, Melody definitely was hold on, let me see. Got to put my glasses on. Yes, Melody definitely was feeding those groups on Facebook information about them and the cast. How you think we got information about
Right.
Ariane? Right.
Yeah. She presented it. She gave it to the content creators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I said, that's what Carlos went wrong. That should have been in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
No communicating with social media content creators at all. That's what ruined the show.
Hmm. And everybody's saying that Melody is coming out, and I'm gonna tell that all this is alleged, okay, guys.
Hmm.
Everybody is saying that Melody had came out and said she's taking a break. No, I think that Martell, I think that Carlos King now saying you guys got to shut this social media stuff. You got to shut it down because it's getting out of hand. And
Yeah.
I
If
think
he
if
got
he would have did
innocent,
that in the beginning, if Carlos King would have did that in the beginning when before he got
absolutely.
out of hand, I think that we will be enjoying a show called Love and Marriage in Huntsville
Right.
today.
It's probably part of the new contract moving
Absolutely.
forward.
Yes, yes.
No interactions with social media, and that
So
is what she don't like.
so do you think that Carlos King are watching you and I? Because it's not too many channels that talks logic
Oh
like this.
yeah, I
They
know
got
they
to
are.
be.
I
Yes, they
know they
got to
are.
be.
They watch
Hmm.
all of the content creators. I mean,
Yes.
probably not them personally, but they do have
But I'm
people.
saying me, a little
What?
teeny weeny
Oh
small
yeah, you too,
channel.
baby. You too. Yeah, you
Yes.
too. You making an effect on the show. They are listening and watching
Hmm.
because this is where they get their information on what direction the show need to go on. The feeling from what the fans are saying.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're listening to you. They're listening to all of them. The negative, the positive, they're listening to it all.
Because sometimes I used to feel like I'm just by myself. Are these people
No,
listening? But God said,
no,
they are listening. You don't despise a small beginnings anyway.
no. Yeah.
Sugar Brown says that Melody has a network. Why aren't her fans supporting it if they her real fans? That's what I don't understand.
That's a
We don't
good
hear
question.
anything about that show.
Yes, Sugar Brown 37. I agree. To me, that proves their loyalty to her. And it's not to her, it's to whatever they can get of being a content creator.
Hmm.
Because they are not supporting her show.
Absolutely.
They are not supporting her network.
Hmm.
You
So
know.
I think that people now should stop running with that narrative. Everybody hates Melody when Melody was the one that really put fuel to this fire, like she do everything
Yeah.
else. So she's a fire starter, and
Yeah.
that's hands down.
Well, you said it. Said she was little Miss Nelly,
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that picture up. I
little
I,
Miss
I made a
Evil.
thumbnail. I made it. Look, let me see if I can find it. Look at this. Look at that. Don't they look alike?
That's her. That's her.
Miss Nelly. So that's
That's
exactly
her.
what we're gonna call her, Miss Nelly. Yes,
Miss
that's
Nelly.
Melody. You can't see it. You can
Yes,
see
that's
her.
her. That's her.
That's yes, that's her, Miss Nelly.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful on the outside and very dark
Evil in the
soul.
inside.
Teacher called that when teacher said you beautiful on the outside, but you have a very, very dark soul.
Yeah, she does. Like I said, we believe it comes from her upbringing, her youth, being a only child, being spoiled, everything going her way, everybody kissing her little butt. And
Hmm.
then, she grows up to be a grown woman and needs everybody to kiss her butt.
So she started all that beef,
Yeah.
but they blame everybody else except Miss Nelly.
Yep. Well, her fans do because we have a sense of discernment and we can see where the drama and where the evil is actually coming from. We're not blinded by her beauty.
Hmm. Look what Melody said. Melody talking about us right now. I say,
That's
look
all
what
right. She'll
Melody
get
said.
over it.
I say, look what Melody said.
That girl needs some truth in her life.
Yes, Etna says that's why I'm glad you guys have common sense content. You and three others. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
God
Yeah.
is good because when God is in the midst, no devil in hell can prevail against it. This is all God's doing because this is where our people at. You understand?
Absolutely.
Sugar Brown says Nelly and Miss Olsen were a mess on the Perry. Girl, you remember that? I used to
Yes,
love
they
Little House on
were.
the Perry, honey.
Yes, it took me a minute. I said, Nelly, Little House on the Prairie, because that was so many decades ago. And then I thought about it.
Girl, I used
Oh,
to watch
Lady
that.
D
I
got
still
that
watch
on
it now and
point.
then.
Ah,
You see how I put that smile on her face, huh?
yeah, put a little bow on her head.
And that smile, you see that smile.
Yes, honey, looks like a little Nelly,
Look
little
so
evil
cute, look
something.
like a little cute little kitten, but inside, my God, like
All
a wolf in
evil.
sheep clothing.
Absolutely.
And this is real talk, guys. Like I say, we gonna call it like it is.
Right.
She started that black cloud in Little Huntsville being
Yes, she
sneaky and
did.
greedy and underhanding.
But
She was
Lady D, most people are surface level people. They see
yes,
what's on the surface and they take that as face value,
absolutely.
regardless of what the person actually does. It's proven. All the little dirt that she does, they cast it to the side like it ain't nothing because they
Absolutely.
are in love with the face value of her beauty and her how she presents herself.
But don't you know that's why so many people are deceived today because
Absolutely.
the devil came as an angel light, and
A
that's how he was
beautiful
able
angel.
and
Yeah,
he was able to deceive the people through his
absolutely.
beauty. And that's why the most high God does not see the outer appearance of a man, but the
Right,
inner side of a man.
right. Your
He
soul.
judges the heart, yes.
Absolutely.
Because cheek and tongue can say anything. We are the type of people, especially in this United States, that is all about beauty, this European
Right,
standards. And that's what get you to the door. Yes, it's going to get you in the door, but it's not going to keep you there.
right. I mean, most people, I'm not impressed by her
But
beauty.
the majority of
Yeah,
United States is all about beauty.
right, right.
Even our own parents, we know how to separate one shade from the other. We talked about that. You
Oh
understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
oh yeah,
And
absolutely,
overlook the ones that's actually putting in the work. We talked about
absolutely, all the time. We are
yes.
surface level people.
Hmm. It's all
What
about
did that? How
beauty.
did that song go? Beauty is only skin deep.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
Absolutely. But guys, this is real talk. So, like I said, Logic and I, we don't have a dog in this fight. We don't know these people from a can of paint.
yeah,
We calling it as we see it. You air it out, you are free game. And no way in
yeah.
the world that you can sit there and say, oh, what they talking about is nonsense. No, we getting to the bottom of it. It's
Right.
time for a solution. This has been going on for almost 7 seasons, and there
Yeah.
were no solution. And I got sick and tired of everybody saying everybody hates Melody.
No, no. I mean, we're presenting what we see as we see it. Everybody, her fans see it totally different than, from the way you and I see it. We see her as a troublemaker. We see her as a little demon. They don't, which is fine. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. I mean, this is a free America. You're free to think as you please, but we are also free to think as we please.
Mhm.
You know.
So, like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on this right here because we peeling through the layers, and just like
Hmm.
they are going back to season 5, I think they should go back and to where it all started, and that was when they, season 1. I think that's where they
Yeah.
need to go back on season 1. But I
They
think
need
the
to go
reason why they
back to the
doing season
47
5,
acre deal. They need to go back
yes,
to that
yes,
because that's what ruined the friendship.
yes.
That's what caused all the contention within the group.
But I think the reason why they're going back to season 5 is because to get uh Destiny back on track,
Yeah.
because that's what Destiny had, the last time, she closed it. And also when Miss Nelly went to
Oh,
Destiny house and found out, she was going through a financial woes, right? And she
right.
felt the need to go ahead and cut her a check. I think it was like $6,000, which Destiny
Right.
said she didn't ask for that money. Now you're going to go ahead and give Destiny $6,000 because she was going through financial difficult because of
Hmm.
her divorce, and then you go on social media or go on a major platform and then talk about what you did.
Was that money given to Destiny to buy her silence or to have something to use against her just in
Used
case?
against It had to be used against
Yeah.
her
Oh, yeah. Use against her.
to embarrass her.
Right. Just in case Destiny decides to talk about these skeletons and bodies that she know about.
Yes, yeah. Well,
You know,
okay, you give me. I'm gonna give her this 6,000, even though I didn't ask. She didn't ask for it, but I'm gonna give it to
I'm
her.
gonna give it to
And
her.
and if she sat there and even bring up my dirt, I'm gonna say, look, when you was going through your utilities was about to get cut off, and I gave you money to keep you going.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
and I don't understand why the millimeters, why these melanuts, why they don't talk about stuff like this.
Yeah, because they living in Melody's delusion.
Yeah,
We are not.
absolutely.
You know. So yeah, that money was probably given to say, "Oh, I was a good friend to her. Why is she being so dirty to me, telling all the truth?" You know. She's already
Absolutely.
bought the favor from her fans by giving Destiny the money that she didn't even ask for, and then, hey, I gave her this and I gave her that. How can she speak against me?
Absolutely.
You know. I'm telling you, that's a shrewd female. Very calculated.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yep, very calculated. But
Child, this can get no clearer than this.
yeah, this is the age of what was
Information,
2024, the age of information,
exposure.
right? And people can see, your imperfections and present them, even though you're trying to present us because ain't no perfect people.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's a conniving little something. And
Hmm.
Polo Martell just was never, never, never compatible to deal with someone on her level
Hmm.
of mean spiritedness
Well,
from
love is
day one.
blind. Love is blind because she set him up so many times. Even that last scene when they had that little brunch, they all agreed to, have that, brunch together, right? And
Uh-huh.
even Martell was saying that the executive or whoever the producers had told him to bring some flowers. So they thought that they was going to do that scene where at least they can come to a common ground. But the minute that the cameras came on, Melody, she flipped the script
Yep, and turned it against him.
and turned it against it. And that's why he was looking so surprised. What the heck
Yeah,
is going on? We supposed to do this where we could come together, and you making me look like a fool. See, Melody, she knows exactly how to play this game. But
yeah,
like I said, you never win when you play dirty.
right.
Sugar Brown says many of Mel's fans can relate to her Martell drama, but she let go of her husband, many of them still dealing with their trifling Tyrones while deflecting and misdirecting their self-inflicted emotion. Absolutely. They built off a trauma
Absolutely.
bond. And the thing about it, they don't see it. And the reason why they don't see it, because like you said, they only was just looking on the surface. They wasn't going and
Yeah.
digging into the core.
Right. Sugar Brown 37 is on point.
Yes, she is. She is
Definitely
definitely
need
on
her
point.
voice.
She would definitely be good,
Yeah.
on the platform. But sometimes, like I said there and say, God sends right people to us. You notice that,
Yeah.
He sends right people, and we know how to identify these sheep from the goats.
Right. Sugar
You
Brown
know,
37 is
yes,
definitely,
yes, real
her
good.
voice needs to be heard.
Hmm.
I understand where she's coming from because I would prefer to be in the chat too because I'm a writer. I like to write. But
Yes,
sometimes your voice has to be heard. Sugar Brown 37, just think about it. Come
absolutely,
up and
absolutely,
speak and speak your truth.
absolutely,
But your
absolutely.
voice needs to be heard.
But I said, but she's making some good points. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. She
Very
makes
good
great
points.
points. Very good
But
points.
I like this part because now we talked about how this dark cloud, now we know that there's a dark cloud that's in
Right. And what
Huntsville,
created the crowd?
and what created the problem,
Right.
and the host, the one created that the problem. And I understand now why Marcel and Maurice, didn't want to be a part of that, because they knew what was going on behind the scene, and maybe their wives didn't know, because they didn't want to
Yeah.
sit there and tell on, you know Maurice, not Maurice, Martel have an affair, they got a
Right.
problem. And knowing if they would tell their wives, then they would tell Melody, and then before, it's like that main man code is broken,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Bro
Right.
code. Yeah, that bro
Yeah,
code.
that broke code is
Yeah, they
broken.
weren't going to tell, but
Okay,
they
Sugar
knew.
Brown, you are welcome to come anytime. She said very soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your
Hmm.
voice needs to be heard, Sugar Brown
Yes,
37.
yes, yes.
Definitely.
Especially logical, people that speaks logical.
Absolutely.
Because we too old for all that mess. We ain't got time for that. We gets to the nitty gritty.
Right. You know?
And
Yeah,
this
the
is
guys
good.
weren't going to spill on Martell. That was their buddy. But
Yes.
they knew how shaky the ground was up under the marriage. They know way more than what we know. They know what Melody has done, and they know
Mhm.
everything that Martell has done.
So they didn't really want it to,
No, I heard
because that's
Marcel say
why.
it.
Yeah, and that's
Hmm.
why the lady that I was talking to on my community tab, she was saying the reason why Melody didn't have anything to do with the Scots anymore, because Martell was taking money and paying Marcel,
Marcel.
because they was giving money back and forth to go ahead and take care of Ariane Curry. To take care of Ariane Curry.
I don't know. Do you really think that's necessary today? For
Oh,
there to be a go between in order to give some females some money?
well, it's all starting to make sense now, and
Hmm.
it makes sense that they knew that it was affliction in the host home, but the bro code, they didn't want to go
Yeah.
ahead and break, because then when Martell started talking, then all their dirt is going to come out. You understand?
Right. Right.
So I believe that there are some truth when it comes to Marcel and Maurice, doing all that stuff, when all the men got together. I believe
Hmm.
that's true. But the thing about it is that it's a respectable, just like Nene Lee said, when it comes to cheating, they're not
Hmm.
going to leave their family. You understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
And to them, they're not falling in love. They just getting them whatever and hitting and go, and going
Right.
back to their family. Ain't
Right.
nothing going to be taken out of their home. You see, Martell, what happened to him when he went out there and did what he did, he fell in love. You see what I'm saying?
Right. He did.
Them right there, look, they sitting there, they getting them big rocks off, and they going back home to their families.
Hmm.
So
I
now it
wanna
all makes sense.
I wanna
It all
touch
makes
on
sense now.
I want to touch on what that commenter said about the fact that Martell gave Marcel money to give to Ariane. What I'm
Hmm.
going to say, what if that's actually true?
Hmm. It could be some truth to
There
it.
could be some
No, it's
truth to it.
like a payback, because even Martell said it. Martell
Mhm.
and Maurice, they had some type of conversation,
Right.
something to the fact to that right there, and I think Melody had brought that conversation up where, they was going back and forth, exchanging money, loaning money so that,
Uh-huh.
they can go ahead and give to Ariane Curry,
My thing
so
with
it's
that
some
is
facts to it.
Martell and Maurice and Martell and Marceau, all three of the men were friends long before Melody was even thought about, which
Hmm.
makes their alliance to Martell. Even if he gave Marceau money to give to Ariana, Marceau does not have an allegiance to Melody. His allegiance is
Absolutely.
to Martell.
Absolutely.
And who is supposed to be angry with Marceau for doing what his friend asked him to do? Her anger is with Martell,
So
in my
that's
opinion.
why Melody felt the need to go and destroy
Right.
Marcel's marriage because she felt that Marcel was helping Martell to wreck her marriage. So now we see all how this stuff is playing out.
I just don't see the allegiance between Marceau and
Absolutely.
Melody.
Absolutely. But I understand now why she want to
Hmm.
go ahead and interfere in the Scott's relationship because she felt that they interfered in hers.
I
But
still
the
don't
thing
see the
about it,
interference.
the interference is when they was exchanging money, to support Ariane. That's where the interference. So Melody was trying to use that to ride on
Yeah.
to go after Keisha and Marcel's marriage
Yeah.
because you knew all that was going on, and you helped him to cheat. In other
Yeah.
words, that's pretty much.
Well, I still say her anger was misdirected. Her anger
Yeah,
was
it was
towards
wrong. It was
Martell.
wrong. It was
You
wrong
know,
because,
you
but it
don't
was
try to
wrong for her.
destroy Marcel's
Yes,
marriage because he did a favor for a friend.
yes, yes,
You know,
yes. So
you be
that's
angry at
why.
your husband.
Yeah, so that's why Melody started wanting Tisha to come out the house. So you remember when she was sitting there
Hmm.
trying to introduce Tisha
Right.
to all her, friends and the business part, and you remember that
Yeah,
she
she
was
took her
trying to get
on
out the
one.
house.
She took
That
her
devil
on
was trying
one
to take
luncheon.
her. Oh, you took my marriage, so I'm finna take your wife.
Oh no, I don't
You
see that.
see, but that's how Melody was thinking. That's how I
Yeah,
see.
I
That's how
agree.
and that's why she had told Maurice, Tisha need to be strong like me. And it's not a word verbatim, but something to the fact. You remember when they had that little coffee?
Right, right.
Yeah. Oh, Tisha need to be strong like me. Come on, make it make sense.
Well, anybody that thinks if their man is cheating that his friends are not in alliance to him some kind of way is a
Hmm.
darn fool. Because
Absolutely.
that's what men do.
Hmm.
You know,
Sugar Brown says that Mel wanted Tisha to leave Marcel like she left
right.
Martell. That was so evidence, season one. Absolutely,
Season one,
because
yeah.
hurt people hurt people.
Right,
She felt that, she wanted Tisha to hurt like she hurt. She wanted Tisha to feel the hurt that she feels. Like I said there and say, people just need to
it's low
see
down.
it's very low down. She's a very cunning. I mean, I would
Right,
be very scared of her. Not I'm talking about the demons in her. You understand what
right,
I'm saying? Because those
right,
demons are very very vicious, and I think the way that her mom looked at her, knowing that she's operating in a very dark spirit, because now that devil was trying to go into the Scott's house to pull Tisha
right.
out. Thought Tisha was naive. You understand?
And ain't
Which
nothing Christian about that.
nothing,
That
nothing.
girl
But
should never open up her mouth and say God told her to do anything.
yeah, but see, she wasn't gonna mess with Kimmy. She thought she had a leeway when she came to Tisha. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Tisha was more of a homebody.
Yeah, like most demons do. They pick on the weakest.
And
She's not
that's
gonna
why,
fool with Kimmy.
oh my God, girl, I could just do the holy dance around here. And
Yeah.
that's why they wanted Miss Wanda out of the way because they wanted Tisha. They wanted that
Right.
family to
Right.
fail. So they said,
Right.
well, okay, that demon was saying, okay, I'm going to get Tisha. I'm going to get that business back. I'm going to take everything back from
Right.
Tisha. I'm going to make her suffer. But we got to sit there and get Tisha alone. So
Right.
Miss Wanda was Tisha's shield. You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
they know they could not get Tisha unless they go through Miss Wanda. You could talk
Right.
about Miss
And
Wanda,
right.
how she can't articulate her words or whatever, but she was Tisha's protection.
Right. Well,
and they had to find some type of way to get her out.
Melody started that fight with Wanda on that the on Destiny's event, which she knew was going to probably cause Wanda to be out of the way. She wanted Tisha all to her so she could dog out Tisha and not have to deal with Wanda. But they still
Absolutely.
dealing with Wanda because Wanda is still protecting and standing up for Tisha on
That's
social
it.
media.
That's it. But see, now Tisha is open now. She know exactly what was working, what to work with now. See,
Yeah,
she got the formula. She got the tools.
yeah. Tisha staying out of the line of fire. You don't see
Yeah, but
Tisha
yeah,
on
well, she
social
got the
media.
tools now. Now, in the beginning, I think they may have gotten to her.
Right,
But
they
see,
did.
she got what you call a border, like a shield, and
Yeah,
her shield is her mom, and the shield also is her husband. Even though Marsha do some crazy things, but you're not gonna mess with Tisha, and you're not gonna mess with his family, and no other woman, no devil in hell can prevail against what they got.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna need Tisha to be able to speak up for herself like she did at the
Yeah,
last
she's
reunion.
good. God
Yeah,
God got her. Whatever she's doing, that's her lane. We
yeah,
all got our different callings. Just like with you, you got your different lane. I got my different lane. But when we come together, we be a force to be reckoned with. The arm cannot do what the foot can do. The eyes cannot do what the ears, but they all connected to one body.
right.
She's in her lane of what she's doing. You see?
Yeah, she
And
better be ready to take
what she's
nut in her
doing
place.
right now is that she's going to take and she's going to build this company, this show up to the from the ground up, just like she did Scopes. And
Yeah,
she's going to be able to leave legacies for her children's children. And
yeah,
that's real talk.
yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for
Hmm.
Tisha to
Hmm.
stand up for herself and tell that girl, get out of my face. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Get to stepping. And that go for any of them. Stormy didn't want to come for her. She need to tell her, go on about your business. I ain't got nothing for you.
Stormy not good either. Stormy is not a good person either,
Yeah.
because Stormy is a person, she feel that, all the stuff that she has accomplished with you. Like I said, I support black businesses. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it, the way that she's coming about it, you don't tear her down and emasculate it, and
Right.
you can't do that in order for you to be noticed. Like I said, she got $1 million business.
Right.
We never even heard of a Stormy, but we knew her products. But now we got a face to her
Right.
product right now. But she's not a good fit for Tisha.
Yeah, Stormy came for the weakest person on in the group, just
Tisha,
like Melody did.
they
Tisha.
thought that she was the
Right,
weakest.
right. Well, that's the way Tisha presented herself as being the weakest. So they're gonna always pounce on the weakest person.
But see,
Stormy didn't come for Kimmy.
no, they
Melody didn't
wasn't.
come for Kimmy. They
That's how the
came for
devil
Tisha.
do. That's how the devil always do.
Yeah,
The devil always come to the
for
ones
the
that they think is
weakest.
the weakness, but
Right.
not knowing that they are covered by the blood of Jesus.
Just like a old bully.
Yes,
Take
yes,
the
but not
weakest
knowing that
people.
they are covered, and no devil in hell can prevail against it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can you're not. Reality 4:19 says, let me put on my glass because I can't read none of this. There is not there is not the only ones there is not the only ones that badmouth Dusty. The mellow waters or the entire public get real. I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Sugar Brown says, I love Miss Wanda and Miss Marlene. Oh, I like them too. I
Yeah, me
think they
too.
should do a spinoff. They should come together and do a spinoff. I love Miss Wanda and Miss Marlene, and I wish the mellow. Oh my God, she
Mellow
really told
ball.
her would leave Miss Marlene alone. She barely on the show. Absolutely, Miss Marlene don't bother nobody.
Yeah, Miss Marlene don't have that fire like
Yes.
Wanda have. They need Wanda back on the show. Or she can regulate some of them folks. Get on away from my daughter. Or I'll bust you in
Hmm.
your mouth. Yeah, they need Wanda back. Tisha needs some support. Her mama, you know. Van ain't coming back because she don't have it. She's not ready for, all of the pushback. People calling her bust down Van.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Wanda can handle it. She needs to be back on the show.
Yes. And reality, I'm gonna go ahead and answer this, but I don't first of all, I hope she, she's kind of hard to understand, but she's saying you talking trash, you guys are so hard hurt to find something wrong with Melody. I don't even know. I
I
please
guess you mean you all are so hard to
I
find
yeah, I
something wrong
I
with
know
Melody.
what she's
Yes,
saying.
reality,
Yeah.
419.
But like
We
I say, ain't
do.
nobody mad but the devil.
Yeah, baby. She is absolutely right. We do find fault in melody. You might not be able to see it, but
Yes.
we see it. You know,
Yes.
get on back over there where you're blinded, child. You're gonna hurt yourself over here.
The light will blind you.
Get on
Uh,
over there where you're blinded at, because you're gonna
uh,
hurt yourself over here.
so this real talk, man. Look, and logical, you can't get no clearer than this. Your
Yeah,
hope say, yes, I would have liked for Stormy have to have the same energy she had for Tisha for Mel. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Hmm. You, you right, Starbucks. I really wanted to say that she's not making sense. Want to come and definitely not making sense. You see what I'm saying? But I left it
No,
alone.
honey, get on back over there where you could be blind,
No one
misled.
loves the truth. No one loves the
Yeah.
truth.
You
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 can't
you
get
gonna
much
hurt
clearer than
yourself
that.
over here because your eyes are gonna be open to what your heart can't stand. Get on back over there where it's cool to be a blind
That's
fool.
it. But
Okay?
the root of this is melody. So now I think that they need to come together as an ensemble group and go ahead and ice her out.
Absolutely. Let her be on the island by herself that she says she wanna be. She is
Yeah.
superior over everybody.
Yeah.
So she needs to stand in her little superior corner by herself.
Because if you and I broke this down in an hour and a half to see straight through this, I'm quite
Yeah.
obvious, it don't take another 7 years to figure this out.
Yeah, they shouldn't have nothing for her. I mean, I can
Hmm.
understand Chris and Nell because they were friends. They've been friends with them for a long time. They've been her friend. I mean,
Hmm.
Chris is renting her a house,
Hmm.
just like he did Martell. So yeah, I expect for them to support Melody. I don't have a problem with that. But everybody else has took all of this negativeness and been drugged by her and her fans that she considers herself superior over. They shouldn't have nothing for her. Yeah. Tell her go on about yourself with your superior self. Get on over there. Don't come over here.
Go on, Nelly. Go on,
Go
Nelly.
on. Get on up out of here. I ain't
Miss
got nothing for
Nelly.
you.
Miss
Yeah.
Nelly, gone. Hit the
And this is
door.
what she mad about because I
Hmm.
think she knows that the cast is the core cast is freezing her out. This is what you
Yes.
deserve, baby. This is what you get.
So most likely that's why she went to HR because
HR.
now her stuff
Yeah.
is being exposed.
I guess she expect for HR to force them to deal with her. No way,
Hmm.
honey. Uh-uh.
Hmm.
You set yourself out as superior over everybody. You're gonna be on that island by yourself.
And now that the truth out, I don't think she's gonna be able to handle it because the devil does not like to be exposed. When you start ripping the sheets off of them.
Child, she better wake up to what's really going on.
Hmm. Hmm.
Some of us could see her for who she is. And ain't nothing
Hmm.
wrong with it. Be you, dear. But over there
Absolutely.
somewhere. Don't come
Uh,
over here skinning and grinning and smiling.
Absolutely. Bertha say Letitia is not the weakest, i.e., behind every great man, there's a great woman. Absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah.
if what was revealed by Wanda and callers, Letitia had her first million before she
Mhm.
was 30 and VP of a credit union. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I absolutely. Letitia, look, Tisha does not have to change who she is
Right. I mean, I should correct
because,
myself because I called
yes,
her the weakest link.
yeah,
And
well,
I
that's how
meant
they
in
see it.
what I meant was Tisha is the weakest in conflict.
Hmm.
Her
She's
mom,
not controversy. She's not a
no,
controversy person.
she's not the strongest person in conflict resolution.
Yeah, but
That's the
because
only, yeah, that's
yes,
where she's weak at.
because she's operating in her calling, and
Right.
calling is exactly what she's doing. She
Yeah.
don't have
See,
to get down off of her throne to sit there and pick with the chickens, these bottle feeders, because that's
yeah, I
all.
would, but she's not. It's not her style. You know?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, she need to cuss all of them out one by one. Get them on.
But she
It's
don't
your
have to
turn.
do
Come
it.
on
She
over
got
here.
she got Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda got a lot of F
Yeah,
bombs. You see what I'm saying?
right. But
That's
Miss
Miss Wanda's
Wanda,
job.
if Miss Wanda cannot get back on the show in order to do this for her,
Oh,
I think
God
she
is
should
gonna
need to
let
dig
her.
up some of that and say, "Come on, sit down. Let's talk about because I got something I need to tell you. Like which
Yep.
end of my behind I want you to kiss first and the longest."
God got this. God gonna have his Wanda back on because Melody, like I said, either Carlos King go ahead and let her go. She's gonna sabotage that show from the inside out because she
Yeah,
already working on something. So she feel like, okay, I'm going to tear this down. I build
right,
this, so I'm gonna trash it, and then I can be able to move on to other
right.
how you say that, other jobs, whatever,
I don't
but
believe that's gonna happen.
yeah, no, not at all, because you never win when you play dirty. Lovely Liz TV says that yes, ice her out. By now, the cast should know who is feeding these content creators information, and that's what
Absolutely,
we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. That's going to be the
absolutely,
topic right there, because now we already know who are the snake, where to head at, and how to chop it down. Now, how to go ahead and dismantle that.
girl. I would chop her behind from her ankles all the way up to her neck.
Yes, and also Sugar Brown says she can formulate her own show on her own network and see if her fans will watch. Like I say, why don't they just leave and go and help her to build that show up? They won't, because they won't have anybody to hate on a bunch of symptoms. Absolutely.
You know
Uh,
what I think about that?
mhm.
She is not the owner of Nubian Network. There are co-owners and people that have been in that business in that network prior to her. I don't think they gonna have that mess over there.
Nah.
Melody or
Hmm.
her fans. It's a pretty. I went on the site. It's a pretty elitist type of a network.
Hmm.
They're not gonna have this ghetto crap over there on Nubian TV.
And she's not going to do it because she got vendetta against the Scots because of all the stuff that we peeled, we went through.
Right. Nubian Network is not going to have Melody's drama and her fans. They
Mhm,
don't even want her fans. I guarantee you
mhm,
that. They don't
mhm.
want her negative, idiot, vile, demonic fans over there on Nubian TV.
I think she messed up every chance that she have.
Every chance.
I think she done messed it up now.
I mean, Zeus Network might pick her up, but no other major network is going to fool with her
Mhm,
and her
mhm.
fans. I mean, they
Well, sh
they feeding her, but they also are going to destroy her opportunities to work in other places.
well, she better call Portia to see if Portia will let her on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which most
Ah,
likely Portia might be out the door as well, because
right.
all
Portia
the
get on the
scam and
radio.
stuff that she did,
Right,
ain't
right.
nobody
Portia.
gonna tell Portia give Portia all that money, and now she don't have no more storyline. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She and they keep peeling through her layers. They might sit down and arrest her as well. You might have known that what Simon was doing.
I don't know how she could be married to him and didn't know. You know,
Mm-mm.
seemed kind of strange to me. This man ain't going to work. He's sitting around the house all day, but he supposedly got all this money. My mind would say, hey, something ain't right. What kind of foolery is this? You don't go to work, but you're supposed to be worth millions? You got to be a fraud. Ain't nobody going. I mean, Portia is pretty goofy and pretty dumb, so she might not have been able to put two and two together.
Mm-mm.
That's just
Star
my
Brown,
opinion of her.
Sugar Brown says the Discovery Network will step in soon with all the drama. Hashtag Love and Marriage in Huntsville calls it.
I think Discovery Network has already stepped in. That's why there's going to be
Mhm.
some changes made.
Got to.
Yeah, and these people keep talking about if Melody leave, the show is gonna no. She only have a few hundred fans. I don't know why people can't see that.
Hmm.
If they look at that Mimosas with Melody, it was only 150 people in that particular room, that particular ballroom. Half of those people were from the Atlanta area. It was only a
Wow.
few of her god doggone mellow mutts that were there. She doesn't
Mhm.
have the fan base that people think she has. She's a
Wow.
fraud. She's
Selling
still in
B
that basement, packing
selling B
orders,
selling BS, huh?
selling BS. She's a fraud. If she had a huge fan base, she would not be in that basement packaging orders. She would be in a
Mm-mm-mm.
warehouse like Stormy. She don't have a huge fan base. If you look at their content creators, if you look at their fan base and the people that the comment, they don't have no more comments than we do. It's only a few hundred of them. There's
Uh,
no thousands.
Davina say real hard truth.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
common sense. If she had the fan base and the fans and supporters that she claims she do and making the money, she would not be in that basement packaging orders all this long. She would have
Absolutely.
to be in a warehouse and would be able to pay people to package it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have the money,
Mm-mm-mm.
and the clothes that she wear, she get them from Jay Bolin. That
Mm-mm-mm.
stuff is on loan. Those are not her clothes. She is his muse, his model. She can go to him at any time and say, "Hey, I need a dress for this event. I need a dress for that." He's gonna lend it to her. It's not nothing she
Mm-mm.
got to spend out of her pocket.
Well, I hope she don't ever wear that. Which you would remember that Christmas tree she had with all those tinsels
Yeah,
on there. Oh
that
my
was
God,
his
that was
crap.
horrible. That was horrible.
That was his mess.
That was
Everything you see
horrible.
her on in one of these events is a loaner from Jay Bolin. And why is she
Absolutely.
still leasing from Chris Fletcher if she got so much money?
That now that's another question we're gonna talk about. Like I said, we got a lot of commentary on this right here.
Yeah.
Sugar Brown say with the alleged lawsuits, the Melanuts should try to do better. Oh, honey, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
They
It
stupid enough to think that that's the lawsuits are fake and phony.
absolutely.
They still think that Maurice is not going to prosecute them.
Just like they
Okay.
don't think about Melody have done anything wrong. Bertha
Right.
says, remember that Mel has been writing plays since she was young.
Right.
That was her part of her storyline first season. All she do is write the movie. She's been making Vow, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, and she sells it. Who, Melody?
I guess so.
I didn't
You
know
know,
that. She said Melody remember read it for me. Remember that Melody has been writing plays since she
since
was
she
young.
was
I didn't know
young,
she was doing that.
that was a part
But
of
all
the
she's doing
storyline
is
first
writing for
season.
somebody else to sit there and uh, tell somebody else to sit there and play in her stories because she'll never play in it because the way she's going about it. So if
Did
she's
y'all?
writing stories, she ain't gonna play in it because
There
the way
was
she
a
play.
couple in Atlanta, a black couple, that was supposed to be multimillionaires. They were fake. They
Oh,
were
I get
in
what you're
so much
saying.
debt. Do you remember that couple?
Uh-uh.
Their last name was Barnes. His name was Ken, and I can't think of her name was I want to say Tisha. Oh no, that's the people that's on here now. Well, however, there's a couple, and they unalived. Well, she unalived him and then unalived herself. They were in
Wow.
that much debt, trying to present themselves as Atlanta's finest, the richest. These people be lying about their wealth.
You ever heard of fake it until you make it?
There you go. Fake it until you make it. This girl is not rich. You know, she's
Uh,
probably so high up in debt.
mm-hmm.
The couple had ruined their finances. It was
Want me,
they. Yeah, she unalived herself and him.
want me to tell you what I call it? Also,
Hmm.
uh, li- uh, living like the Joneses, but inside living like the Walters.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sugar Brown. Sugar Brown went ahead and gave me a super sticker. Thank you very much. But look, this right here, what Bertha was saying, you know how people been writing their story, like it's supposed to be like
Right.
sarcastic. So it's kind of like sarcastic, what Bertha was saying. And then she said, everyone has been a character in a script made for TV or coming to a theater near you. So
Absolutely.
sorry about that, Bertha. That right there had went over our head, but I know I was going to catch it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
At first, I couldn't read through the lines.
Yeah, she's been creating her fantasy land for a long
Yes,
time.
yes, 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 and
Yeah.
that's exactly how demons do. You see what I'm saying? They know
Right.
the beginning, but they don't know the end. They don't know how the story
Right.
going to end. See, they know how to write the beginning. Just like I say, especially when it comes to what we call the Bible, the devil
Right.
can put a big hole in that Bible and tell you exactly what's missing. You see, because they know the Bible, but
Yes,
they
they
just don't know
do.
how the story going to end.
Yeah, and this particular couple, they used to use a lot of God and a lot of statements about religion in their.
Many,
Yeah, he was a motivational speaker, just like Miss Melody here. Yeah,
many, many,
but they
many,
didn't have
many.
nothing.
He
They
said
they were
many gonna
broke.
say cheek and tongue will say anything, girl.
Right. You
Cheek and
know.
tongue will say anything. But like I say, you're gonna know them by the fruit that they bear.
Yeah. That
And
girl
as you
don't
can
have
see
no
right
money.
now, we see the fruits that they bear.
Right.
And most more a lot more people gonna be woke. They gonna wake out. How who that was? Butterfly talking about drinking the Kool-Aid, huh?
Right, Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Some of them drinking it and some of us ain't drinking it.
Once they
You
sit
know?
there and start balancing their checkbooks and see how more checks that they done deposit in her name, then they're gonna realize this that they've been, you know what? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And all this right here is for entertainment purpose only, okay, guys?
According to Winter from DC,
Hmm.
she claimed she wasn't even making $3,000 an episode.
Are you serious?
Yep. Nobody's making no money on the OWN network. They called Carlos cheap. So I'm assuming that was Love and Marriage DC. Love and Marriage Huntsville, in other words, she said they were making about $75,000 a year.
Hmm.
I assume that Love and Marriage Huntsville, the top earner or the top wage would be Melody. So she's probably making double, $150,000 a year from,
Uh,
huh?
no, I see. Davita was trying to come on. I just noticed. I see her. You are welcome to come on if you want to, Davita. Even though we're almost done, but you are welcome to say whatever you need to say. Go ahead, Lodge.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go and give her $150,000 a year, double what I think what was her name? Monique Samuels was making the most over there, and she was only making about $70,000 to $80,000 a year.
Hmm.
Melody is spending more than that in tuition, leasing them cars, leasing them houses. She got to buy food. She is not
Mm-mm.
making no money. She got to buy the products for her lines. That girl ain't got no money.
So that's why she promoting all this BS. You see what I'm
Well, it's
saying?
like a Ponzi scheme, like a butterfly
Absolutely,
saying. When
absolutely,
her
absolutely.
customers buy a T-shirt or buy whatever they're gonna buy, she can use that money and take in and try to present another image or pay a bill. But
Absolutely.
she is in debt. She don't have no money. She's not making no
Mm.
money.
Hey, Davina.
And I mean, how many
Hey,
T-shirts? Hey, Davita,
hey, peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. How are you doing?
how many
I'm,
T-shirts are her people gonna buy
Tell me about it.
in a
it's
run of a
all
year?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad y'all speaking on about this because it's gone too far. Like we said the other day, and the other day, Anthony said there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out about her because
Yeah,
he's taking her to court because you remember what she did to him in December, you know, on that IG
yeah,
live.
right,
and some
right.
and some people unfollow her from that, but the ones that's still there, they still in her corner. And that mimosas event, it was brought to my attention that it was all a money grab, because why will Hill Hopper have it there in Atlanta if he's running in his political race in Detroit?
Michigan. Yeah, why would he be in Atlanta? It's a money grab.
Yep,
Yeah,
and every time there's controversy, that's when she has this a new shirt come up or a deal on her
yeah.
Seventh Avenue.
But
She's
yeah,
she's
Davida,
struggling.
how many T-shirts do you buy a year?
Probably 3 a year.
There you go. You know, they're not buying a T-shirt every month or every other week.
She going through a lot.
Yeah,
She thought she could continue to use Montel as her storyline to be on this high level, but it's not going to
it's
continue
not
because
working.
Carlos and them see it now. Everybody see it.
Yeah, we see it.
Mm-mm-mm. Who want to, Lodge? You want to take a crack at this right here? Reality 419 says, which I said I was going to stop reading all this right here. It says that the 47 acres has been a conflict between Tisha nor Kimmon. Name were not on the contract. The name on the contract was Marceau, Maurice, and Melody and Martel. The attorney advised the host to not buy land.
This child really don't know what the heck she
Yeah,
talking
thank you.
about.
I thought so. Hmm.
The 47 acres was a land project that they were all supposed to buy as a unit. All six. Melody and Martell went behind the Scots back and bought the land out from under them. That caused them to fracture the friendship of the friend group. During the divorce proceedings, Martell and Melody had to sell everything they had. They had to sell and supposedly split the profits equally, including the 47 acres.
Yeah, she's just keep going. She say, Maurice and Marcia had any collateral. I don't know. She's talking about to support the purchase of the 47 acres. If you're going to tell a story, tell it how it really
Girl, you don't know
happened.
what you're talking about.
Thank you. I promise you, reality 419. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she don't know what she's talking about.
Uh, I promise you, she don't.
Mm-mm. She need to go back to season one and listen to the conversations with the entire group about the 47 acres and see what
Hmm.
actually happened. This girl don't know what she's talking about.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I know what
So
deal she talking about, and that's not the 47 acres.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you have anything you want to say else, Davita, before we close it down? Because you know I try to come on every day, and I can't go over 2 hours because that voice is not going to hold up. If before you know it, it's going to be going deep, deep, deep.
I'm
Tisha,
I'm just
go ahead, go
I'm,
ahead.
I'm just gonna continue to watch. I see that their season starts in May. I'm just gonna just be in the bushes watching how all this stuff was gonna turn out because
Yeah,
that lawsuit with her and AL, you notice she ain't saying nothing about it, but he said the other day there's gonna be some stuff coming out when this season starts. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that.
yeah, because they
Absolutely.
did call his employer, tried to get him fired.
I can't believe they did that.
Yes, they did. She
And
So
told them to.
who called the Melanuts or
yeah, the Melanuts did.
Yep.
wow.
She told them to, remember?
Yeah, she told him to, and I believe he got the recordings of it because I
Yep.
believe the lawyers got that.
Oh,
Yep.
so this is facts. This is not alleged.
Mm-mm,
No,
this is
ma'am,
Which
facts.
we will
facts.
still say alleged. Or I didn't girl, I didn't know that.
I
Yeah.
watched it that day, and I was flabbergasted. She put on this front like she's some Paula White religion, and all this with these filters on, and gonna demand them not to follow him anymore.
And to call his employer and report
And
him as working with youth
right,
and being on social media.
mm-hmm.
Wow, that's horrible.
She told them to do it and they did it. And that's what he's suing her for.
And he has every
Wow.
right to, and I
Yeah.
encourage him to. But on his live the other day, he said some things, and he said there's gonna be some stuff coming out about Miss Buddy. That's what I call her.
Well, I'm calling the Nelly because I'm sick of them. I'm calling the Nelly. I am
Now they
calling the Nelly.
and I never seen a group of women gets mad because somebody has a different opinion about her. Just like that weekend, Chris and his cousin, she was laughing at Mel's name change, Miss Buddy's name change, and a few of them got into that and going at him over
Yeah.
that, and it's
Yeah.
silly as hell to
Yeah, I
me.
saw that.
But
Yeah, I saw that.
but I wonder, is there any conversations behind the scenes with her and Dr. Shanita when Shanita went at one of those one of those millimeters on IG the other week? I wonder.
Hmm. I would love to hear that conversation because Shanita is no punk. So
No,
I can imagine when they had that conversation, she told her a new booty hole.
Mm,
Yeah, because
mm.
Shanita ain't no punk. She from the street. She's from Detroit. You
facts.
know, Shanita ain't from the South where everybody's all nice and sweet and humble. She's
She's from
from
the South
Detroit.
or Detroit. Okay,
Shanita Foster is from Detroit.
okay.
So I can imagine she told Miss Melody a whole new booty.
Mm,
Yep.
mm, mm.
You
So,
got your fans out here dogging me.
yep. And now, what you think about when that certain content creator raised over $10,000 within a week and a half for those two content creators Maurice is suing? Do you think that's a money grab?
I do believe because the
Of
the
course.
Let's talk
fundraiser is
about
in
it.
her name. It's in her name, you know.
Yeah.
But see,
So
he warned them either you remove it and apologize, there won't be no lawsuit, and they thought it was too big
right.
to do that. Right now, look at this. Now look how it is now.
Oh, they so mad.
So is it he pursuing it, Maurice, or that
Yes,
was
and
Yeah.
just you know?
yes, and I heard allegedly that few of those cast those some of those cast members is going to be supporting him in that
Yeah.
lawsuit. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I've
heard that
heard.
too.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
I hope
There'll be a
so.
few more. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Now, why do I think it's a holdup? Well, Maurice is representing Marceau in the fight against Zen Gardens. Maurice
Right.
is the lawyer for his brother right now. So once that case is resolved, then he can file charges and go ahead on with his own case. I think that's what the holdup. He can't be in two courtrooms at the same time.
No. I'm just gonna enjoy it and see what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
I do see some of them that got these, because there's a lot of plays being done. You see one of her supporters interview Winter to try to take Carlos down.
Ah,
Wow.
I've already seen seen somebody on IG. I have screenshots of it where they was demanding folks not watch his show Bougie, but they still got renewed a second season. They the ones
yeah,
that set that lie saying that we network is going to cancel Bougie after the third episode. You remember hearing that rumor?
yeah. I
They
watch
were,
Bold and Bougie. Do you watch it?
yeah, I do.
Yeah, me too.
See, this is why it ain't gonna work out for her. You burn bridges that you built with. You've been sitting at Carla's table. Carla's been built his own table. See, being a boss and being an entrepreneur, it's about
Hmm.
building your own table. She is sitting at his table, and all the shade about him not supporting that event she had in Atlanta and all this other stuff. When he told them not to load those videos when he had that podcast event in Huntsville, and they got
Hmm.
mad because his network striked them. So she's been side eyeing and shading him for a while.
Well, come to find out, networks cannot support campaigns. They tried to keep it a secret that it was a fundraiser campaign for Hill Harper. The old network couldn't support Hill Harper without supporting his opposition. There are three other people running for Senate against Hill Harper.
Yeah,
So
but they
whatever time OWN would give Hill Harper, OWN would have to also give his opposition, which is like I think two white men or two white people and another black person, the same amount of time. Because remember, in small letters at the top of the advertisement, it said that it was a fundraiser for Hill Harper. No one knew about that fundraiser thing until after the show was presented. Melody tried to be sneaky with that. OWN could have no cameras there. They couldn't, even if he wanted
exactly. But
to.
he's if he gets his team, when you're in politics like that, they have people that go do background checks and have a PI. If they go and pull things online about her and her fans, I think he will try to distance himself because that could damage his political race.
You think
That's
Hill
true.
Harper doesn't know about her fan base
Yes,
and
he
her?
does. Yes,
Oh
he
yeah, I'm
does.
sure you do. You know, but it was a money grab. I mean, all the money that she raised in Atlanta for Hill Harper, we don't know how much of that money he got. You know,
Right, because
those tickets were kind of expensive.
right, you had the regular price just to be there, then you had the expensive price to be in the
Right,
VIP part with her.
right.
And I said to myself, child, bye. I ain't going
Yeah,
to that.
yeah. You got to
Because
think about all the money those people spent to go there, to rent those hotel rooms, to feed themselves. It was a lot of money. They spent a couple of $1,000s to even go to that event. And then they got one coming up in June. There's supposed to be another Mimosas with Melody. That's going to be a fundraiser event for Hill Harper. And then the one in the fall is also going to be a fundraiser
mm,
for Hill Harper.
she just don't stop, do she? Well, she got to pay those rent. She got to pay that rent. That rent ain't cheap with that house on
Right.
the hill she renting from Chris
Absolutely.
Fletcher. It ain't
Yeah.
no cheap. And she got
Yeah.
4 babies. And she's too high and mighty to get help like Section 8 and stuff.
Right.
She's above that. But
Right.
sometimes God will humble you, honey.
That's
And
a
that's
good.
what I think was going to happen in 2024 with her when the new season starts. She's going to
Yeah.
have a
Mhm.
humbling experience
Right.
because that situation with Anthony is going to teach her a lesson. That situation with those supporters, with those lawsuits with Maurice is going to teach her a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
And that,
she's deep in debt. I know she is.
And that's why I don't understand why she's trying to tear down Martell, because if Martell lose his job, then she's going to have to try to foot all the bills. So you never win when you play dirty. So if they're not
Right.
making that much money on that show, and she's trying to do something, I don't know what you call it, why don't you just do it honestly, and stop
Mm,
all this animosity and trying to tear him down? Because if you make Martell lose the little job he got, let this man try to build up his brand. Because if not, it's all going to fall on Melody, especially, if they go to court for, the custody. If the children go into Martell's home and the children are used to a certain lifestyle, then Melody going to have to foot that bill so it can accommodate those children when they go into Martell's home. So she need to stop it, and let this man make his money so they be able to, provide without
yeah.
one person. You
I
you
don't
you, you
think
Right.
understand?
But,
he
but
won't
see,
lose 50-50, huh?
but see, if she never went to that man that tried to buy out Montel's contract with them suits and had those women on live
He
videos
would be making
stating
his money.
that
Yes,
they allegedly said, and I heard this, they allegedly said that they purposely stopped him from making any sales with his wine and Amazon products on Amazon. And
Yeah.
this was last year when I heard that, and I said, "How dirty of y'all!" And then finding out that Miss Buddy, contacted that man with the suits that Montel was modeling for, trying to buy out his contract. So basically, this type of female, she has no soul. She Montel is a sacrificial lamb
Yeah.
because
absolutely,
she sold her soul and her family for fame.
Yeah.
absolutely,
And
For
it's not
absolutely.
fame.
really
Wait,
she can't use the kids.
remember
Yeah.
that picture you had the other week about is this editing or shifting, where she had on that purple? I
Yeah.
could
Yes,
see it
shape
there in
shifting,
her
shape
eyes
shifting.
that she doesn't have a soul. And them
Not at
recent
all.
pictures, and the recent pictures for that Carlos shared yesterday for season 4, I could see she's soulless. She has no soul.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Yeah.
trust me, we gonna pull it out. Lovely Liz TV says she always has those millimeters spending money, and they just don't realize it yet how they are being used. Like I said, we've been calling this from day one. This is nothing new to us, right? Lodge.
Not at all. I
We've been
think some
talking.
of them are smart enough to see it though. I don't think all of them are stupid.
Yeah, we've been talking about all this stuff that they are talking about right now. We knew all this stuff was going to come to pass, right, Lodge?
Absolutely.
We've been
Yeah.
talking like this. We're not changing how we talking, the fit into this
Mhm.
narrative today. We've been called this mess out from day one.
Right.
Just a lot of now is
Ask
just waking up.
I want to ask Davita, when you first heard about the mimosas for Melody in Atlanta, what did you think that was all about? What did you think the purpose of that was for?
I think the purpose was two reasons. One was a money grab, and two, she's trying to get her way in Atlanta and make her name for herself, and it's not going to
Hmm.
work because
Absolutely.
Hmm.
behind the scenes she's been trying to set Montel up so she could get full custody and move and stay in Atlanta
Hmm.
permanently.
Well, what
Hmm.
was the initial presentation of that Mimosas with Melody supposed to be about?
It was to be about Hill Hopper and his political
Oh,
race,
oh,
supporting Hill Hopper.
I thought that the Mimosas with Melody was supposed to be a meeting for her mellometers and fans to meet up with her in Atlanta. That's what I thought the original idea for Mimosas with Melody was about.
Mm, I don't think
I
so.
don't remember them mentioning. I remember them saying Hill Harper was going to be there, but it was. I never heard them speak about it being a political event for him until after it happened. I thought the original, because that's what they were talking about. Oh, we gonna get sharp. We gonna have a meeting in Atlanta with Melody, and we gonna hobnob and with. I thought it was a meeting for her fans in the Mellometers.
But see,
Hmm.
a month before that,
Mm-hmm.
she had something down there in Huntsville because one of those subscribers I know, her followers, was there. She filmed it, and it was some type of sipping paint type situation, and they
Right.
met up there. But
Right.
it wasn't a lot of women there though, maybe 20 at least.
Right. But the one that they just went to, I thought that was supposed to be a huge meetup for all the millimeters and her fans in Atlanta.
No, that's not what I was told because
Okay.
I was in the bushes when it was just aired,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody went on there live and purchased the tickets right then and there because it was
Right.
branded, to me it was branded as this is something for Hill Hopper,
Okay.
and Melody is hosting this. And the Biltmore Hotel is very expensive.
Right.
So she's trying to network. She's trying to get her feet in Atlanta, and it's not going to work because
Yeah.
people seeing you shade LGBT community that's heavy in Atlanta. They're not going to want to mess with you.
Right. Correct. I always thought it was supposed to be a meetup for them, and Hill Harper was just supposed to be a guest. I didn't know it was supposed to be, a fundraiser guest for his political campaign. I've
So
been
do you
hearing that in
think
the beginning.
so, Lodge? Do you think that's the reason why Carlos King kept that on the cutting room floor?
Yeah, he's a representative of on network.
Yeah.
They figured out that it was a political campaign for him. The OWN
Mhm.
network could not be there and film that
Yes.
political event because he has opposition to him. Three other people running against him. Then they
Hmm.
would have to provide the same amount of time for his opposition.
Wow.
I mean, no,
Yeah,
yeah, baby, go ahead.
I agree with your hope. She definitely took the panel idea from Tisha Marceau. Yes, she did.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, she did. And you notice what I'm upset about this. Doing when this was announced, them women purposely contacted that woman that Montel was supposed to have that event. He was going to be on a panel to stock
Yeah,
his pockets, and that hurt me. Like, how
yeah.
dare y'all?
Wow, they sure took money out of his pocket to put on his table.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that was low
this
down
is
and
why
dirty.
the demon in Melody is. I've said this before. She's the type of woman. Just because you divorce me, I'm still gonna make your life a living. HELL, and
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
that's what she's done the last 4 years.
Hmm.
So when Tasha K put those videos out, I was happy. I heard about this a month prior that interview happened, that things
Hmm.
was going to come out about her, and it sure enough happened because those videos sure was on Shade Room, Neighborhood Talks, and everything about her being very violent towards him right after that reunion spill when she
Yeah,
laughed about I'm the one beating him. Remember?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
and that they need to talk about that as well. But the thing about it is that I think that she was only using Martell because she was profiting off of him. And long
Mm-hmm.
as she can keep that narrative as he's a villain, and she's a victim and trauma bonded, it was bringing money into the household. So that's why
Right.
she was doing that. I don't really think that she would have continued doing it, but then again, the way that she'd be doing all this underhanded stuff, but most of that because it was bringing income and it was bringing big income. These people supporting that.
And it's still bringing in income.
Yes,
They're
yes,
not
yeah.
focused on Shanita's world. They're still focused on Martell.
And the only reason why they stopped it because we put it out in the atmosphere. We would never watch this show again if they continue beating his dead horse, right? Because we got sick of this Melody
Hmm.
Martell going back and forth. How long are you gonna keep beating his dead horse? Wringing his old dirty dish rag. It was time for these people to move on, but she kept it going on that trauma bandwagon because
Yeah,
it was profiting. She was profiting off it. That's all it was,
that's
and that's
all she talk about. When she
yeah,
made
because
her
it was
statement,
made
I
money.
don't. If Davita heard it, when she was sitting there in that chair with that white and black dress on, talking to
Mhm.
Queen Sheba, she was still talking about what she went through in her marriage, and
In her
that's what made
songs
her strong.
on her
Yeah,
t-shirts,
everything.
everything was dealing with trauma bonding of what was happening in her relationship because it was bringing in money.
Her entire world
So
is
now,
still
girl,
wrapped up
now
around
Miss
Martell
Nelly,
Hope.
Miss Buddy, you have been exposed.
Okay, her
Right.
whole
It's
world
been
is involved around Martell Hope, period, and her fan base. They all making money off him, but they
But I
claim they
want,
hate him.
but I really wish that he could have somebody, because I think he needs to do a lawsuit on these women. I do.
Absolutely, absolutely. They
Because they
really
messed
messed
up
his
his
brain. They,
money.
yeah,
They messed up his brand, his money, setting lies about him being in some mental place. And he said that wasn't true. All of these
Yeah.
lies and narratives. I just wish he could have somebody that could really teach her and her fans a lesson, because enough is enough. I don't know what happened to that song. They said back in January she's supposed to come out with a song, and they saying it's about him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, like
again,
really?
still banking off of
Yeah.
that.
Another one.
Girl, you have been exposed. Leave that alone now. It's time for her to leave that alone. So,
Yeah.
guys, look, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we're gonna try to come back in tomorrow. We can finish off where we left off. If you want me to go ahead and put a thumbnail, so wherever we left off, we can go ahead and talk about it, guys. So we done did 2 hours and almost 30 minutes, and we gonna close it down because I'm finna,
All righty
I
then.
am I'm finna get ready for bed. You heard me? And I need
All
to
right,
save
girl.
this voice. So, guys, thank you. Davida, you are welcome to come on tomorrow. We can go ahead and, continue where we left off at. But like I said, this right here is what I call the year of exposure. And we are what we call on the judgment seat. We are watching, and you're not going to get away. The things that you got away with in 2023, you're not going to get away with it in 2024. Okay. And that's real
Amen.
talk. So, guys, Davida Logical, I'm gonna talk to you guys tomorrow. We're gonna go ahead and close it down because you know how it is. I can't talk that long. Okay, we did 2 hours,
Oh yeah,
and
girl.
I think this was one of our good lives right here.
Yes, it
I
was.
think this
Always
was the
is.
best because we covered a lot and we exposed a lot. Even your hope says I'm at work and enjoying you all. This was real good. This was one of our best. So guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, or however you feel led, and share these videos for more unapologetic content.
Absolutely.
So guys, thank you here, and you all have a good night,
You too,
Good
dear.
night.
Logical and Diva. A good night, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I thank you all for supporting us, man. This right here, what I call one of the best. Like I said, this is grown folks, and we don't have a dog in this fight. We just gonna go ahead and call it like it is, and you wear it out, you are free game. And thank you, Bertha. I sit there and I got this, the title off of what you had brought forth, when it came to they going back down to memory lane, going and covering some of the stuff that they thought that you know needs to be brought back to the light. But also Sugar Brown, thank you oh my God, thank you very much. You are welcome anytime to come on this platform. I liked your viewpoints. You made some good ideals. You came up with some good ideals. Your hope say good night. Good night, girls. And I might be leading who else? Starbucks. My girl, country girl. Thank you all. So Real TV. Just thank you guys. So many people came on. Liz TV. So many people came on. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down. Bertha, Davida, thank you all. And the ones that's out there, as they say in the bushes, hey, like I said, we are grown folks, and some people they're not used to this type of talking, because they so used to running on this what I call the bandwagon. But in here, it's real talk. So, guys, on that note, I am going to close it down. You all be blessed and have a good night. Okay, see y'all. Good night.